It's actually a nice day here in Michigan. I mean, could be warmer, but for Michigan at this time of year, it's pretty nice out there. Hey guys, welcome to the after party. God, that's a dumbass opening. Hope you're well. Hope everybody's having a good day. Um, what day is this? It's Tuesday, right? Because we have voting, right? Yeah, so it's got to be a Tuesday. And oh man, the amount of stupid I woke up to. Uh, this is the kind of day that I didn't want to wake up. It was painful to wake up today, but it reminds me of how good I have it some days. Yesterday was a relatively good day for me, and I often say, "Man, I just need one day." And yesterday was that day, and I'm very thankful for it. Today, my body's like, "There you go, fucker." But anyway, I'm in a good mood, in a good place. And then I got on Twitter. Um, I did it again. Oops, I did it again. I woke up and I went to Twitter. I need to start waking up and play a video game or something first. Wake up, go play Ark for an hour. Play tons of games. Just pick one, play for an hour, and then go over to Twitter because I need to let my brain have a break. Was it Foxy's birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Foxy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Foxy. I hope you have a great one. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. I let's start with hashtag Bernie Surge. Since we're talking about the election anyway, Bernie Surge. Overnight, apparently, hashtag Bernie Surge started trending. And it went all the way up to number one, you guys. Number one with a bullet. And that upset some people. It upset some normies. Isn't that what we're supposed to call them when they don't understand how Twitter works? They're normies. Who's the one I just responded to? Hang on, I get my Twitter open here. Oh shit, Bloodwing's streaming. Go watch that instead of this, guys. Don't watch this shit. Come back and watch this later. Go watch Bloodwing. Sorry, Blood. Let's see, where are we at here? Robert Palmer. That's who it is. Not Robert Palmer. That's the dude from the band. Who's this guy from the Palmer Report? What's his name? We're gonna call him Dick Palmer because I don't know his name. Dick Palmer here. He tweeted, it's funny how hashtag Bernie Surge is trending when it's the middle of the night in America, but the middle of the day in Russia. For the record, Bernie isn't surging or even climbing in a single poll in a single state. This hashtag is Kremlin disinformation repeated by idiots. It's the Russians, you guys. It's the Russians. Why are y'all going to make me defend Bernie and Bernie supporters here? Seriously. What's the fuck is the matter with you? I have to say this about Trump all the time. Why do you make me defend him? Why do you make me defend him? And no. You're going to make me do it because you're dumbasses. You're normies. Normies, is that what it is? Dick Palmer here thinks that the hashtag Bernie Surge is Russian disinformation. Couple of things, Dick. It's a lot easier to manipulate the algorithm on Twitter during the middle of the night, during the US's middle of the night, because there's a lot less people using it. But there are still a ton of us out there using it. And a lot of Bernie bros are on at that time. How do I know? Because I'm usually up at that time reading this shit, Dick. Seriously, somebody know his real name? The dude from the Palmer Report, Dick Palmer. Not everything you don't like is a fucking Russian conspiracy. Look, of all of the politicians in our country right now, you'd have the easiest time convincing me Bernie Sanders works for the Kremlin. But this ain't it, hero. This ain't it. This is a bunch of Bernie bros got together in the middle of the night and started a hashtag. That's it. That's all it is. And then people, as they woke up, they see it's trending. They keep it trending. It's a way to manipulate the algorithm. And I mean, did you see someone said that Warren should endorse Biden? I didn't, but let me know if you have or is it on Twitter? Let me know where it's at, and I'll see if I can find it. But I've seen this so much lately, so many times that I don't like what's on Twitter. The Russians are behind it. No. Do you think the Russians give that much of a shit about the primary right now? I don't think I think they would prefer to probably have somebody like Bernie in there. But I don't think they're out there trying to actively take down Biden. Nor, and here's the thing you need to listen to, Dick Palmer. It doesn't what's on Twitter doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The people going to the polls today aren't going to go, "Oh my God, I see that Bernie Surge is trending on Twitter. I should change my vote and vote for him." I mean, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Is that how you vote, Dick Palmer? Because if it is, I got to be honest, I'd really prefer you don't vote based on things you saw on Twitter, but on who Twitter tells you is popular. I don't know anybody who votes that way. At least that has told me that. Because if I did, I'd call them morons for it. Look, it's your vote. You can use it how you want to. If you want to base your vote on what Twitter says is the most popular choice, by all means do so, but you're a fucking moron. That's a dumb way to use your vote. It's your vote again. But also, if you have a $20 bill and you want to set it on fire, I can't stop you. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but it's your money. I do believe it is technically illegal to do that, though, isn't it? Illegal to deface money, and isn't it? I feel like burning it's defacing it as much as you can. But still, it's your money. If you want to rip it to shreds and throw it in your litter box for your cat, I can't stop you from doing that. It's your money, but you're a fucking idiot for doing it. I can't stop you, Dick Palmer, from basing your vote on who Twitter tells you is popular. But you're a fucking idiot if you change your vote because you saw Bernie Surge over on the Twitter machine. Stop calling everything a fucking Russian conspiracy, for fuck's sake. 2016, that election has fucked up a whole lot of people, man. Whole lot of people. When I was growing up, the Russians were the enemy. These were those dirty commies who were out to destroy our way of life, Bernie. But even that was a little more sane than what we're seeing now. James Colley, thank you. It's your money. Use it when you need it. Indeed. Thank you. I appreciate the donation. I still think cash would make a bad kitty litter. I don't know if your cat even wants to deal with that. But Twitter is so important. Look, I love Twitter. You guys know I do. I do. But it's not the be all end all. Remember, if Twitter had their way, Elizabeth Warren would be the candidate. They loved her. They loved that bitch. Okay, so that's not the right way to say it. It was her biggest constituency, but that doesn't mean that she was the most popular on there. She's just, we need to talk about her too. Forgot about that stupid shit. We'll get to that in a minute. Hang on, my computer's freezing up. Stop it. So not everything is a Russian conspiracy. And now every time something pops up and some policy wonk out there doesn't like it, it's a Russian conspiracy. No, it's not. It's really not. There's a whole lot of people in America who disagree with you. And I'm speaking very generally to every one of you out there, myself included. There's a whole swath of America that does not agree with you. Bunch of them. Hundreds, maybe hundreds of millions even. They're not bots. There was a thread the other day. I wish I could remember which one it was. But this guy said something supremely stupid. And underneath it, there was this reply that said, "There's a lot of bots in here." And a third guy responds, he goes, how do you know they're bots? And the original poster was, "Oh, there's a bunch of bots and I've gotten rid of them, a lot of them already." Like, based on what? Based on what? a lot of these claims of bots, there's certain sites you can go to, and is this an account a bot? And it's based on like when it was created, when it was, or what kind of things they like. Oh, thank you, P. Davis. Has Lady Monkey let you touch her again after hashtag poop hands gate? Yes. Uh, and I didn't have poop hands. That was a damn female lie. I'm a very clean person. Ugh, I have fecal phobia. Anyhow, there's these sites out there that it's like you can punch in this user's name and find out if they're a bot. So people go over there and do it. It could honestly be a new account. A lot of people, when they first get to Twitter, they come over here and they follow things that they like. And if they're politically minded, it would be somebody like Donald Trump, somebody like, I don't know, Ted Cruz, somebody like the RNC. And then they start following those people and they respond to jackasses that respond to those people. Boom, bot. That's a bot. They're not all bots. The Russians aren't out to get you, you guys. It's just time for you to realize not everything you believe in is universally accepted. How about that? It's not just the USA. They do it all around the world, even with our local politics. They will call you bots. Yeah, Richo, I know. I didn't mean to suggest it was just in the US. If I had, it's sad, is what it is. It is sad that you're that tied to your beliefs that you're willing to dismiss anyone who disagrees with you as a bot. I've been called a bot. I'm active as fuck on Twitter. There's no way you can look at my account and go, yeah, that's a bot. No, I've been called a bot because I've said the wrong thing. You're a Russian. They've activated a Russian asset. Fuck you. By the way, Russians, if you'd like to pay me, I'm still going to do things how I do, but I'll take your money. Fuck it. I don't care. Rubles, rubies? What do they have? Ruples? I forget what they used to, or what they have over there. That would have been a funny joke if I could remember the fucking word. But it spends just as well as dollars once I exchange it into dollars. I'm not a bigot. I'm not a money bigot. I will spend it all. Oh man. Oh, I just saw a this is completely unrelated to anything important. The Onision Keemstar, what was his name? Repsion love triangle's getting a little weird. Keemstar's getting a whole bunch of shit because he agreed to give I don't want to say a sympathetic interview. I still haven't watched it if he's done the thing. He wanted to interview Onision. And a whole bunch of why would you want to platform that shitbag? Those same people had no problem with Chris Hansen trying to get Onision on. It's funny. They were actually like, he won't go on Chris Hansen. Anyhow, it's okay to platform him if you do it on the right YouTube channel, I guess. But there's this fight popped up, and Keem has been very, I think maybe Greg has been mistreated some. Look, I think Greg's my personal opinion here. Let me drop my opinion. I think Onision's kind of a shitbag. I don't know if he's ever done anything illegal other than, like he got in trouble for dumping. And that's not a poop reference. That's illegally. He cut down a bunch of trees and pushed them into a swamp. Can't do that. So he had to fix that. But I'm not aware of any actual illegal activity. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's like, ooh, that's creepy as fuck. But creepy's not illegal. I don't have much more of an opinion on it than that. I really don't. Real quick, let me grab a couple of donations here. Thank you. This is Kyle. Hello, chat people and Monkey. Hello. And over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much. Where'd he go? James Colley. This portion of After Party is brought to you by All Natural San Franciscan Sex Mud and Homeless Grilled Cheese. And Homeless Grilled Cheese Company. I'm sorry, the light is shining right on my screen at that particular word. So let me read that again. This portion of After Party is brought to you by All Natural San Franciscan Sex Mud and Homeless Grilled Cheese Company. Thank you so much for that, sir. Yeah, apparently I need to turn my monitor for this time of day now. It didn't used to shine. Well, how often am I up at this time of day? Oh, but anyway, so going back to Onision Keemstar love triangle thing here. Mr. Repsion keeps coming up in this because he's hated Onision for a long time. And Keemstar made the claim today, and I don't know how true it is, but that based on the numbers he's seeing from the videos that Repsion has done on this, Repsion has made about $500,000 off of his videos about Greg. And my only comment here is, fuck, I need to start making Onision videos. They can fight amongst themselves. I don't really give a shit. Like I said, I think Onision's a creepy fucker. I don't have much of a issue with Repsion, and Keem makes me laugh. I think he's kind of an asshole at times, but he makes me laugh. So other than that, I don't have anything to say about them. But I think I should start making like 15 Onision videos a day, and I'll make my $500,000. I'll invest it while the market is low and the coronavirus goes away. Everything shoots up. Monkey set for life. How would that be? Nut says Keem is a jerk. He can be. Yeah, and Keem holds a grudge, man. Some of the stuff you'll see Keem get mad about, he'll be like, he'll finally take somebody down, like, that's what you get for calling me a dickhead 6 years ago on a stream nobody else watched. He holds a fucking grudge, man. But again, he makes me laugh. So as long as he's not actively being a horrible person, okay, that's up to your definition, I suppose. But dude, Cuomo deployed the National Guard. Did he really? What's he gonna do? Go shoot coronavirus? That's a weird way to do things. All right, let's get back to my day in stupid, because so far all we've actually covered was Bernie Surge and the Russians. Those fucking Russians. All right, which one do I want to do next? Because there was one that I just responded to. I didn't actually read. Oh, let's talk about dumbass YouTube. I meant to open with this one so that poor little shit who has to listen to the first couple seconds of this got to hear it. I'm going to put a series of tweets up on the screen. let me put these in order here. Just two. One is from Mr. Anti-Bully, who is a friend of Mr. Medicare and tweets for him. Said this, could you explain to me how videos featuring only my audio and pictures, which I drew myself, are, quote, reused content at Team YouTube? Especially considering those very same videos were the ones you used to monetize me in the first place. And this is how YouTube responded. Thanks for reaching out. While we can't share specifics, uploading content from various sources without adding context to make it unique compromises the eligibility for YouTube Partnership Program. It's best to make changes to your video, and you can always reapply in 30 days. For those of you out there who have real jobs and think your boss sucks, come work for YouTube sometime. Holy fuck, man. Didn't address his actual question at all. YouTube, I made all of this. It is all mine. How is it reused content? And they're like, if you're reusing content, it's going to be a problem. So you should just redo your videos. That's what we deal with. Trying to talk to these fuckers. And I understand that they're not allowed to say certain things, because if they get too specific with the rules, then we'll know what we're allowed to do, and we can't have that. They need to be able to pull the rug out from under us at a drop of a hat, just so they can appease the gods that work for the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, CNN, all of those guys. So they have to keep it very vague. But that answer didn't even come close to the question. The question was specifically, how is it reused content if all of the content is stuff I created? And their answer, well, look, if you reuse content, it's a bad thing. Susan, sweetie, You got to fix that. You got to fix that. You got to stop having people answer with no, whoever's running your Twitter account over there, get them away from it. Get them away from it. If they can't answer the question, just say this: I'm sorry, I cannot answer that, and give a link to where they maybe can get an answer. Now, the truth is, we know you're not going to give us an answer. I don't know the specifics of what happened with Medicare here. I know last time that this happened. Do you guys remember last time it happened? His reused content was actually a matter of him taking down all of his video. He took down all of his videos, and they told him the problem with his channel was reused content. That's a true story. And it turned out to be no, he'd actually, because of taking down all of his content, he lost all of the views, and therefore that kicked him out of the program. That should have been an easy answer. Should have been an easy answer. We screwed up. It wasn't actually reused content. You got the wrong message when we sent that to you. It was actually because you don't have enough views to qualify for the partnership program. Done. Easy. Yeah, John Miller, and then they corrected to saying not enough content. And it's what it wasn't not enough content. It was not enough. It was actually not enough viewers. You can technically qualify for the partnership program with one video if you do it right. And Jim did. He was right back. Jim is Mr. Medicare, for those of you who don't know. He was right back into the program because all he had to do was upload a couple of fucking videos. But this reused content thing, whoever's operating the Twitter feed for YouTube, get rid of them. Get a meth head in there because they're going to give better answers than this person. They're horrible at their job. This is the person that told me to send screenshots to show that people could not type my name in chat. The next time that happens, post a screenshot. Like, you want a screenshot of people not being able to do something. I did my best. I did my best to send them one. And their response was, fill out a feedback form. Like, oh, for fuck's sake. And that says copy and paste responses. Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes those are good. They get hit with a lot of questions that are really easy to answer. They really do. But when they're getting a genuine question like that, either don't answer it at all, which is a shitty thing to do, or at least pay attention. Again, all they had to say is, this isn't something we can discuss here. That'd have been fine. It'd be shitty, but it'd be fine. It'd be better than what they put up there. For fuck. My friend Steve told me that your video had Beyonce in it. Yeah. I mean, it's they're using a Russian bot to answer. I know, right? It's retarded. Oh my God. YouTube. It's such a double-edged sword with them. I love that I am able to do this because of them. But I absolutely hate the people in charge and the way they're running it, because they're doing some really stupid shit. And when you can't even answer the people who make the content for you, because YouTube makes very little. Most of their content is telling us what we can't make and how we should make things, which, yeah, broadcast yourself, and sucking up to celebrities. I saw a thing yesterday. Was it yesterday, day before? When was International Women's Day? Because it was the day after that. They were pumping out this, check out these game-changing women's video. Like, oh, fuck yourself. You don't do that. They don't do that on International Men's Day. And I don't mean to pull a whataboutism, but seriously, women are the vast majority of people in this world. Why are you oppressing us minorities? But up, you're the majority. I'm a minority, not you. Stop it. How dare you? How dare you try? I shouldn't even be here right now. I should be a majority. it's there is nothing, there is no social justice cause that YouTube will not sprint to go celebrate. They will take every opportunity to do so. And that's just how it is. Just how it is. So I just stay over here and keep myself happy, stay out of trouble, because I don't want to have YouTube tell me that I'm a dick. That's not true. They tell me that all the time. They YouTube's not a horrible company. They're just not run well. It's kind of like Jessica Rabbit. She's not bad. She's just drawn that way. And I feel like that's what we have with YouTube. They're not bad. They're just drawn that. They're just run that way. There's a lot of good of YouTube, and the more corporate they get, and by corporate I mean out there selling out to other corporations. Sorry, I have to go on this rant again. Susan, all of those media companies you're sucking up to, those are your competition. They really are. Whether it's news or entertainment, that is your competition. And you're out there sucking up to them instead of them sucking up to you while you're killing them. They should be sucking up to you. They should be coming to you asking how they can make your life better. How can they make you happy? And you're out there bending a knee to them and you know what? Not even bending a knee. You're pulling out a chair, you're bending over it. Your knees are still straight. Got that ass right in the air so they can line up. What the fuck are you doing? Anyhow. Nobody sucks better than Susan. I don't know that for a fact, John. And I'm not saying I wouldn't want to find out, but I'm married, so. Because YouTube is a monopoly and there's no competition, they have no accountability, or will to use ethical business practices to appease the critics. I see what you're saying there, that it is a competition thing, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Every time a new thing pops up, they end up subject to the same fucking problems. We have a real problem in at least America. I don't know about around the world. It seems that way around the world, but here in this country, with companies trying to suck up to, I'm going to be nice and call them progressives, with people sucking up to that side of the world. Look how virtuous we are. Look how virtuous we are. We celebrate the Black History Month and the Women's Day, and we kind of like Mexicans and Muslims, and we won't call them dirty white men, but that's what they are. They suck up to all of this shit, and all it takes is one goddamn article. One fucking article. Wall Street Journal. PewDiePie, he likes the Nazis. Not even paying attention to the video that started the adpocalypse, the one that actually started us down the path we're on right now, was that Wall Street Journal article that looked at PewDiePie videos and didn't pay any attention to the context of them. PewDiePie had gone over to Fiverr. PewDiePie, this is what happened. For anybody who does not know this story, this is what kicked it off. PewDiePie had an idea, or had a problem with the website Fiverr, because he thought it was sad that people would do literally anything for $5. That was his point. That this is, you're debasing yourself for $5. So he paid some people to say some horrible shit. He had what was it? I forget exactly what the sign said that the brothers held up, but it was all stuff, basically fuck the Jews. And it looked bad. It did. And that was his point. That was his fucking point. But no. He paid these guys to say this. That was some bullshit, man. He's a Nazi supporter. He's a Nazi supporter. Is he? Because it seems to me that he was actually kind of trying to make the opposite point. You see, he was paying them to say something horrible, not something he agreed with, you dumb fuck. So that's what kicked it off. This writer for the Wall Street Journal who's had a problem with YouTube. This is a little jealous piece of shit. Little jealous piece of shit he's like, I went to journalism school and I work for the Wall Street Journal. I should be famous now. Why do people like PewDiePie instead of me? Well, one, because your voice sounds like that. Two, because you're a fucking dick. And nobody trusts the mainstream media anymore because you do stupid shit like this. But instead of Susan going, Mr. Wall Street Journal reporter, go fuck yourself. Did you even pay attention to what Pewds was saying there? No, she was like, we got to do something about Pewds. And then a bunch of advertisers start leaving because she can't run the ship in a storm. She doesn't know how. She doesn't know what she should be doing. Part of that is from the fact that she's not trained. And I'm not being mean there. Susan literally got her job because she rented a couple of rooms to the guys who started Google. That's how she got her job. She rented rooms to these guys. And they were, you want to work for us? And she was employee, 16 over there at Google? And then she eventually convinced them to buy YouTube, and they put her in charge of it after a few years. And they go out there and make us money, which there's nothing wrong going out there and making them money. Why in the hell is my phone lighting up? Oh, because I've been saying the G word repeatedly. Sorry, guys, if you have an Android phone out there. My bad. Anyway, I don't know how I got off on that tangent. That's what Susan does. She doesn't know how to. She didn't know how to handle that situation. What she should have done in that instance, instead of bending over for the Wall Street Journal, she should have said, look, advertisers, yes, we realize there's some content on here that shouldn't be. Because this goes back to the time of, there were still beheading videos and stuff. And like, we're going to get rid of the ones that are like this. But here's what really happened with Pewds. She should have come out and defended PewDiePie in that situation. And if she had done that, if she explained what had gone on there, advertisers probably would have stuck around. They would have stuck around anyway, because they're not advertising with the majors as much anymore. You know why? Because YouTube is the major now, you stupid fuck. Where else are they going to advertise? Anyway, I'm sorry. So, Humble says, that means your Android's microphone is always on. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I hope they hear what I say. Swear to God, I hope they hear what I say. Come shoot me in the middle of the night because I called your agency a dumb fuck. I'm not that paranoid about them hearing me. I'm really not. I understand, and I'm not saying that you're wrong for being that way if you are. I just don't give a fuck. I don't. Yeah, I hope they listen in as my phone is sitting on my nightstand and I'm banging the wife. I hope they get to hear that and be like, that's what a man's supposed to make a woman sound like? Wow. He's Hong Kong. He's Hong Kong. He's King Kong. I'm Hong Kong, you guys. Fuck. That was a nice slip up. I'm King Kong. Now, when I'm banging Lady Monkey, I shout the famous line, King Kong ain't got shit on me. Oh, God. It's the second joke I fucked up today because my brain mixes up the words. I'm Joe Biden, you guys, and I approve this message. Dr. Jill Sine says, dear people saying you don't care about kids in cages, to voters planning to hashtag Dem exit if the DNC succeeds in railroading Biden through as a nominee. The practice of putting kids in cages started under Obama-Biden administration. That is absolutely true. She's right. And thank you for sending that to me. I don't know if you want me to say who it was, because that was in DMs, but she's not wrong. I'm not supposed to talk about that. I'm not supposed to talk about that because Obama was a god. He was a messiah of sorts. Guys, don't forget, if you like this, please hit like, share it. Have your friends come listen to my Biden moments. Do you think that'll become a thing? We'll start calling him Biden moments as a society. Because, I mean, he's got a lot of Biden moments. Did you guys see what he did today? Oof. Oof. Got into an argument with an auto worker. And depending on where you read about it, it's actually kind of funny. Some people are, this auto worker was really shitty to Joe Biden. And the truth of the fact is the guy was just he was expressing. Now, he does talk a little loud, but he's not shouting it at Biden because it's not, they didn't shut the plant down. It's still really loud in there. But Joe Biden starts screaming at people. No, you shut up. Now, when he first tells the guy that he doesn't say he's full of shit. He says that's bullshit. He doesn't yell it, but he gets increasingly angry. You know what? How about we watch a video? We haven't watched a video today. YouTube, I'm about to, as you guys would say, reuse content. This is not my content. This is somebody else recorded this. And Bo Erickson of CBS is the one that I'm that I have the tweet from. We don't care about him because fuck that guy. But sorry about the sound here. It's the place that they recorded it, and these seem to all be recorded on phones. So, the best I can say is you might have to turn this part up. I am not going to speak during any of this. We're going to address it afterwards, which still is fair use. Just throwing that out there. But I want you guys, if you have to be able to turn this up and me not blast your ears out with, actual sound. But here we go.
You are actively trying to manage your second amendment right and take away from your fourth year. Now, shush. I support the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, just like right now, if you yell fire, that's not free speech. From the very beginning, I have a shotgun, I have a 20 gauge, a 12 gauge, my son's hunt. Guess what? You're not allowed to own any weapon. I'm not taking your gun away at all. You need 100 rounds. So you were no, when you say you're going to take our guns. I did not say that. That's not. I did not say that. Video. It's a viral video like the other ones are putting out that are simply a lie. Your voice. You said that you're taking the gun.
Oh, he just clarified it.
Wait. Take the AR-14s.
Okay, this is not okay. Hold on. And let's keep moving. There's a lot of guys. Wanting.
I'm not worried.
Thanks so much.
Give me a break, man.
Don't be such a
You're
worry.
pushing up on me.
Hey, there's a lot of
Hey.
people.
Look, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Are you able to own a machine gun? I said, are you able to own one? Under law.
Machine guns are illegal.
That's right. So AR-15's illegal.
How is that a machine gun?
No, it's not.
Semi-automatic.
Yeah, do you need 100 rounds? Do you need 100 rounds?
In America with handguns than there are what you call assault rifles. Why are you advocating for assault rifles when people are buying
And there it is. So he starts off asking them, about Joe saying he's going to take away guns. He goes, I never said that. And he actually says that there's a video of you and Beto out there talking about it. And don't forget, guys, Joseph Biden said Beto would be the guy that he puts in charge of gun control. He said that. That's the one that he's talking about. That's what he's talking about, that clip. And Beto O'Rourke has said, you're goddamn right we're coming for your guns. Joe is going to come for your AR-14, so use out there. I just went like completely rural South. Use out there with the AR-15s. You're okay. He's going for the AR-14s. But it's just such nonsense. The guy brings up a really great point, and one that I bring up with the gun control argument a lot. They're going after, they want your assault rifles. The vast majority, and by a ton of deaths in America from guns come from handguns. It's something like, 400 people were killed with rifles. I want to say the number of the years 2017 was the last we had data for. 400 and some killed with, I think it was 402. And more than 7,000 with handguns. Rifles, all rifles, which include AR-15s and just your standard long rifle, any kind of rifle, 400. Handguns, 7,000. I'm not advocating for handguns to be taken away either. I'm just pointing out, look, if you're going to go after a gun that is causing a problem, maybe you should go for the one that's killing almost 20 times as many. Maybe. Just a thought. I mean, for fuck's sake. No, but Biden, I never said that, you son of a bitch. I own guns. You did say, you need 100 rounds? You need 100 rounds? Here's an idea, Joe. And you might not have known this. Magazines are not that heavy. A magazine, for those of you who are unaware or who aren't gun people, that's what you commonly hear called a clip in a movie. It's the thing that holds all the bullets. You slide up into the gun. You could have 100, say what, because they want it to be less than 10 or less. A magazine can't have more than 10 bullets in it. Okay, that's 10 magazines. Magazines are really quick to switch out. Really quick. Just it's something like a pro can do it in under a second, and somebody who's never done it before, you just show them 1 or 2 times and they can do it in less than 2 seconds. Seriously, 100 rounds, and they just be able to fire them the same way you could fire. And I've never heard of an AR-15 with 100 round capacity, because I'm fairly certain at that point you have to have a drum on it. You know how long a magazine would have to be with 100 rounds? Fucking 100 round magazine. That's a pretty high, yeah, drum round, or a drum mag, yeah. Which, by the way, you don't see that often. You don't really see them. But there's a part in here that I wish this guy had been smarter about. I really do. Because Joe asks him, can you own a machine gun? Yes. Yes, you can own a machine gun. I know you've been told you can't. It is incredibly hard to get one, but you can still own a machine gun. There's restrictions on new sales or new manufacturer sales, but you can still own a machine gun. That's just true. And he should have said that. Like, well, under your plan, will I still be able to own an AR-14? He said AR-14. Fucking moron. The guy, he asked some good questions. He did, and he actually held himself well. I did like when Joe starts pointing at him and putting his finger in his chest, like, this isn't okay. This is not okay. And Joe, don't you tell me what I can do, motherfucker. And he's like, you're the one pushing up on me, bitch. I was hoping there was going to be a throwdown. But did you see how, can you imagine, you guys, can you imagine Joe Biden on stage with Donald Trump and he starts losing his fucking mind like that? This is just a guy who's asking him a valid fucking question. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. No, it's not bullshit, Joe. It's not bullshit. You've said you're coming for your guns. And then he goes in there and he starts to even admit that, yeah, we're going to take your AR-14s. I'm sorry. Every time I got to stop laughing at that. Joe, you've been anti-gun for a while. How come you can't get the 15 part right? We're going to take your AR-14s and your 16s and the 13s and those AR-84s. Thing is, will any Second Amendment person even vote Dem? Yeah, you'll see them. You will. And because they will believe the bullshit. We're not coming for your guns. We're just coming for your guns. We're not coming to take your guns. We're just going to come take your guns. It's not a big deal. These Republicans are lying to you when they say we're going to take your guns. We're only going to take your guns. And they're like, oh, they're lying to me. This guy who's telling me over and over that he's going to take my guns, he's not coming for my guns. That's just what those liars on the other side said. Well, shit, fuck those guys. Ask Virginia how that's working out. Ask Virginia. They just had the assembly that was elected, and even before they were sworn into office, they're talking about these. Ralph Northam said, I want a bill that limits the fuck out of guns, so they wrote him up one, and it led to basically the Virginia Assembly backing down. They just passed some more gun control legislation, yesterday, day before? This is Kyle. Thank you. Be careful of those fully semi-automatics, Monkey. I know. I'm fairly certain that's what an AR-14 is. It's fully semi-automatic. It's semi-fully automatic. Yeah. It's one of those really weird ones. Oh, man. Get an AR-10. It's 5 less dangerous. Prospero says, let's not talk about Virginia, please. I have to live there for the time being. No, look. Again, the state is beautiful. I'm sorry your politicians are fucking it up. But they just passed what was it? The Senate just agreed to their House bill, which now has to go on to Northam. They're going to they're closing the you can't sell a gun to anybody without a background check unless it's a family member now. They're closing that gun show loophole, you guys. You know, the one that's never meant fuck all. Never meant fuck all. You got to worry about gangbangers selling guns to each other more than you got to worry about that. That's all right. Once you tell the people who are selling illegal guns, oh wait, we can't do that anymore. Shit. They're going to stop. They'll be like, look, man, I want to sell you this illegal gun, but I have to have a background check. So I got to get a background check on you, or I can't do it. Can't do it. The gun show loophole that didn't exist, you mean? Yeah, Prospero, because we're talking. They oh man, they tried to play up that gun show loophole. So bad. They make it sound like it's a gangster swap meet. Hey, you want to buy an AR-14? It's under, nobody will know. Shh, just let it happen. These fucking assholes. Oh my God. I forgot the other one they did. They passed 2 pieces of legislation. What was the? Does anybody remember the other one? But anyway, they didn't quite go as far as banning the AR-15 and other assault rifles, but they're still doing it. And so what's going to happen is in Virginia this coming year, the Republicans, they have very, very yes, it was red flag laws. Thank you, Clay. That was the other one they finally pushed through. I have an idea. Okay, I'll get back to what I was saying in a minute, but hear me out. I think that any politician who supports red flag laws, everybody should call up the police and report them as unsafe to own a gun. And if they have bodyguards, to report them as unsafe to own a gun. How do you think that would go down? Be like, nah, man, I saw him acting. I don't feel like Joe Biden should be able to own all those guns. Did you see how erratic he was acting? How angry he got? He almost assaulted that man. And that's true. He did almost assault that man. He came real close to poking him in the chest, which, by the way, that is assault. Actually, that's battery at that point. It's simple battery. But yeah, let's see what happens when all those guns that are used to protect them are taken away, when their personal property is taken away. Let's see how that did. Breaking, Alex Jones has been arrested for a DUI. Alex lately needs to lay off the additional substances. But anyway, so what's going to happen in Virginia is the Republicans, their ads write themselves. It's really easy. All they got to do is Democrats are coming for your guns. And look, this is what they already tried doing. And the Democrats are going to come back and go, no, we don't want to take your guns. We just want to take your guns. Virginia is going to be a very interesting state this year. Very interesting state. Tim Berry says you would be arrested for swatting. No, I'm not. I didn't say call up and say that they were in the middle of doing something horrible. I said call up and say that you think they're a danger to themselves and maybe others. Swatting is when you call up and go, yeah, that guy's holding somebody hostage or that guy's threatening to kill himself. Don't do that. Be like, I don't think that man should have a gun. He seems unfit to own a gun to me. Just saying. Confiscate all firearms from the left. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. How about we start that? Lefties, all of you who are for gun control, all of you, including starlets and politicians, nobody near you can have a gun. No one. No one in your inner circle, none of your bodyguards, anybody that lives in your house, no guns allowed, period. Practice what you preach. No, man, I'm just talking about the AR-14s. Yeah. It's stupid shit. It's stupid shit. But like I said, it's an ad that easily writes itself. We have the elections going. Well, it's not really an election. We have the primaries going on today, guys. I'm not voting in the primary. I'm not registered for either party. I think you have every right to vote in the primaries because the primary decides who's going to be our president, basically. It narrows down the choice between two. No matter, anybody can run for president if you're over 35 and an American-born citizen. That's true, but the reality of our world is that those two parties get to make the choice of which two people we're going to elect. So if you want to go vote in the primaries, I encourage you to do so. I encourage you to use your vote in the primary however the fuck you want. I just don't do it because I'm not a member of the party. And if these two idiots want to get together and decide, it's up to them. I'll pick from what's left when the general comes around, because that's the actual election. That's the one I actually care about. I do love, don't you care about democracy? And these bitches are talking about like super delegates for the DNC. Like, okay, guys, you have to get this through your head. The DNC, the RNC, these are private companies. They really are. They are private fucking companies. They're a corporation. They are a for-profit corp. I don't know if they're actually considered for-profit, but are they both 503Cs? 501(3). I forget the actual designation there. Is it an early Lords of the Night tonight? We didn't talk about it, so I'm going to guess no. I'm guessing we're going at 9 normal time. But the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, either one of them can come out tomorrow and go, our nominee is Joe Bob McGee. Somebody you've never even heard of. Got no votes whatsoever. Because the truth of it is, I can't say your name again, Simeon. We don't have House of Delegates and Senate elections again until 2021. I'm not talking about your inside your chamber, Prospero. Okay, I got to go back to that real fast. When I'm talking about the ads in Virginia, it's just going to be whichever one it is, Biden or Bernie. Biden, the Democrats want to take your guns. Democrats like Joe Biden want to take your guns. They tried it here. You saw it firsthand. I wasn't suggesting that they were going that your assembly had an election this year. Where was I? Damn, I forgot. Oh, talking about the primaries and how it's not an action. This isn't an election. There's actually nothing binding about it. They still do it. There's nothing binding about it. So when it comes time to go to the convention, they literally could pick anybody. They're an independent company. What you're engaging in right now is not an act of democracy. It's really not. It's more of an opinion poll is what it is. And again, they tend to go with the nominee that's been picked. And I don't see a situation, especially this time. Okay, I want to back that up. As long as Joe stays where he is now, I don't see a situation where he's going to be replaced somewhere. Holy shit. Jaeger Pony, thank you so much. He says, cheers, Monk. $100 for your better half. Wow. Do you do that just so I lose my train of thought? Because one, thank you. But I never know how to respond to something like that. other than thank you so very much. Fuck. I'm Joe Biden and I approve this message. I don't know how to, I'm so sorry. I don't have something better to say than thank you. That is very kind of you. Very kind. I'm gonna use that to get some antibacterial soap. For those of you who were watching when she popped in the show last time, you know what that's about. But no, thank you, Jaeger. That is so very kind of you, and I really do appreciate it. But I really don't know what the fuck I was saying now. Fuck. What was I? Okay, somebody help me out here, because yeah. P-Dog says, you go vote for Joe yet? No, I was just, I was talking about that. I don't vote in the primaries, Night. I don't know why I just called you Night. P-Dog, I don't vote in the primaries. Mostly because I'm not a part of either party. And it would be like voting, what was it? Voting for a board of a company that I'm not in any way related to. It's literally the same thing. Actually, you're voting for the CEO of the Democratic Party right now. You're voting for the CEO of the Republican Party, not the technical CEO. It's the figurehead, the person on the ticket. So before anybody, no, look, they're the CEO of the Democratic Party. Just saying. Did they kick out Tulsi Gabbard? Kind of, yes. She's not allowed to play on their playground. The debate coming up on the 15th, at least last I heard, she's still not eligible for. I don't know why they won't let her on. I do know why they won't let her on. They think she'll take votes away from Biden, and she likely will. RVA Dar, thank you. Sent Polly my last $3 earlier, so my 12 kids can go without shoes for a while longer. Thank you so very much. That I think has become my favorite meme from this show. For those of you who weren't watching, Jack got a donation, and there was a joke in there about how it was that somebody's last $5. And he's like, I genuinely feel bad when people say that. So anytime you donate to Jack, guys, make sure you say something about how it's your last $5. There's the one that grandma can't get cancer treatment. And oh God, you guys have been so fucking funny with that. Absolutely. Just make him feel horrible about it. Be nice, but make him feel, because there's no reason. If any of you are actually donating your last $3, stop it. Don't do that. But definitely have fun with it. I've enjoyed that so much. Okay, Native, thank you. Antibacterial is proven to be no more effective than regular soap. You just pay more for it. Fair enough. But again, if you were watching that day, it's actually funny as shit. P-Dog says the Democratic debate eligibility rules or whatever Tulsi Gabbard had +1. It's true. It's true. They absolutely changed the rules so Mike Bloomberg could get in. And I'm wondering right now how they feel about doing that. At this point in time, with him turning out to be such a bust, I wonder if they see that as a good thing or a bad thing. Whether they're like, yes, we took him out doing this, or they're like, shit, he was our Lord and Savior. Because I'm honestly not sure how the DNC felt about Mike Bloomberg. And I'm not talking about your voter on the street. I mean the actual party, the people at the top who get to make the decision. Like, yeah, we'll let that rich motherfucker come in. Cryptic, thank you so much. Jack got my Make-A-Wish money. That's true. That's true. I laughed so hard. You guys were so fucking funny that day. Generous and funny. Holy fuck. I'm curious if the DNC sees that as a win or a loss with what happened with Bloomberg, because they changed the rules. There's no reason he should have been in either of those debates. He was spending his own money, and one of the qualifications was a certain number of donations from a certain number of people. A certain dollar amount total from a certain number of people. And they threw that out the window because he was self-financed. He had one donor himself. And so they threw that out so they could get him in there. And he lasted 2 debates and 1 election. Well, I guess technically it was 14. 14 elections because that was Super Tuesday. But 1 day of elections. He had been in there for more than that because he'd joined for the Nevada debate, and then he was there for the South Carolina debate. There's not another debate between South Carolina and Super Tuesday. So he had the 2 debates. There were a total of 16 states that voted, but 2 of those he wasn't eligible. He wasn't on the ballot for. He wasn't on the ballot in Nevada. He wasn't on the ballot in South Carolina. Whew, that's a lot of words. I just have to throw that out there. Humble Clay says he bought his candidacy. He did, but I mean, so did all these other guys. They're just buying it with somebody else's money. Are you a better person if you spend somebody else's money to get elected than if you've spent your own? I'm just saying. To me, it's like we talked about it the other day. Elizabeth Warren bragged that a college student, this is where the whole thing came up with those donations. Elizabeth Warren bragged that a college student told her, I only have $6 left and I want to give you $3. And Elizabeth Warren took it. She took half of the money this broke-ass college student had left. Now, you tell me, which is dirtier? Elizabeth Warren doing that, or Mike Bloomberg spending $1 million of his own to try to influence an election in his favor? She took $3 from somebody who had 6 so that she could do ad buys, so that she could get elected, so that she could buy the election for herself. But somehow it's dirtier if you do it with your own money. I really don't get it. I don't. I think it's kind of shitty that Bloomberg tried to jump in the way he did. He should have started at the beginning with everybody else, and maybe not at the same time, but at least get your name on that first ballot. Have your name on all of the ballots. But again, I don't really care. If Bloomberg had been successful, more power to him. I don't think there's any more virtue in spending somebody else's money than in spending your own. Over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, P-Dog Knight, who says, Pence 30 minutes ago, quote, I'm pleased to report, as you requested, Mr. President, that all the insurance companies here, either today or before today, have agreed to waive all co-pays on coronavirus testing and extend corona treatment in their benefit plans. Sweet. Good for them. Good for them. There's been some arguments about that and about how much the U.S. is making people pay for the corona test. The test is free. The test is free. It has been since the beginning. The problem is in order to get the test, you have to go to a doctor and you still have to pay for your doctor visit, or you have to go to the ER and you still have to pay the ER visit. There's like, the U.S. is the only country charging for the test. No, we're not. The test is still free. It's everything around the test we charge for. So that's cool. Jason Gears, thank you. Not Jack has warmed up the mic long enough. It's time, Jack. It's time for Jack to come out. Did I send Jack the link? I honest to fuck don't remember. And this time of day, I'm not sure if Jack could even come on. I did not send him the link. Well, there. If he's around, he can come on. But I know there's people. What about me? You're fine. Shit. Where was I? Where was I before? The Pence thing is good news. That's good for the people who are affected by this. Oh, Bloomberg. That's what we're talking about. Bloomberg and buying the election. Can anybody out there give me a good reason why it's better to spend other people's money than your own in an election? Jason, I know you're just fucking around, man. But usually the first thing I do when I set up a stream is send a link to Jack, and I couldn't remember if I did it. I've been to the doctor 2 times, worried about flu. I have not been tested for flu or coronavirus. Kind of strange to me. Well, it depends on the symptoms you went in with. By the way, I fucking hate a flu test. That thing sucks. Richard Pryor bought the election in Brewster's Million. Actually, he didn't. He bought, well, I mean, you could say he bought the election for none of the above. He threw his money in so that he could purposefully lose the race. I loved when he got himself sued I don't even like spending other people's money on food so I can eat, let alone to buy an election. Yeah. Foxy asked if I saw her earlier comment. I did not. I'm at the point right now where I'm just ranting and raving. So I glance over at the chat now and then, but I'm not paying as much attention as I should. And I'm sorry. The not Jack jokes are some of my favorites. I love the not Jack thing. That's funny as shit. And it's a little hurtful. It's a little hurtful, but it's what about not monkey, huh? What about not monkey? Bastards. You're the same motherfuckers who are like, Lady Monkey. You're not raving. Where's the strobe lights? You can't see my room. Actually, it's not strobing in here. It's just nice and sunny. It's awesome. It's beautiful. If only it were about 40 degrees warmer. So we got the election today. Bernie's likely going to get his ass whipped. It will be funny. I'm of two minds of this. I kind of want to see Biden just kick the shit out of Bernie so that we can say, even Democrats don't like your commie shit. But on the other hand, I think it could be a lot of fun for, say, Bernie to sweep Michigan. Michigan is the big prize today. I think Mississippi is the second biggest. I saw a breakdown of all the delegates earlier today. Well, before I went to sleep last night. And I don't remember them all. Sorry. But if Bernie did something to stay competitive, oh my God. I am so sorry for those of you who are wearing earphones. And otherwise, I'm sorry that I just did that on stream. Muggy is too poor to pay attention to chat. I am. And it's not that. It's I get to talking, and when I mentioned this the other day, thank you guys for the bless yous. I'm a hand talker, but as I'm doing this, unless I'm talking to somebody directly, my eyes are wandering around. My head is looking in various directions as I'm thinking about what I'm saying. I could never be a newscaster and just talk straight into the thing because that would be boring as fuck to me. I'm a very emotive speaker. I'm glad Yang is losing. Yang is going to be, man. Do you guys think every one of these Democratic candidates that has come out and supported Biden, that if Biden makes it, for some weird reason Biden becomes president, that they'll all get jobs in his administration? Because that was a lot of goddamn candidates, man. And the pretty much the big name ones have all come out for Biden so far. Hand speaker, you speak Italian? Yes. No. Monk, did you see the Hillary documentary on Hulu? No. I have very limited television time, and I'm not going to devote any of it to Hillary. There's a weird thing with Hulu in my house because we have the two different connections. They actually turned off our Hulu because I used it down here on the satellite, and they're like, "Oh, you had an unauthorized user." I'm like, "No, motherfucker, it's in the same house." So now we can actually literally only use it on the one TV upstairs, or the same thing will happen and they'll lock us out. Like we're in the same fucking place. But because it's two different ones, they're like, "No, that's not right." Chicago Mike, thank you, says Monkey, not Jack. You're true. I am not Jack. You're true. You're right. That's true. There we go. I would love to see Bernie win enough to cause more disruption, to give the Bernie bros some hope and take this thing all the way to the convention. And this time for them to actually screw Bernie out of the campaign, or out of the what's the word I'm looking for? The nomination. What I'd really like, seriously, is to have Bernie go into all the way down to the convention, but be trailing Joe Biden by, say, 100 delegates, with Biden still not having a majority. So it still has to go to the brokered convention, but it goes to the brokered convention in a way that still makes Bernie have to say that he agrees that whoever has the most vote or the most delegates is the nominee. Because Bernie has said, despite DNC rules, the DNC rules right now say if you go to the convention and there's not somebody with a majority, not a plurality, an actual majority, 50% plus one. If there's nobody has that, then it goes into the round 2 where the super delegates come into play and all delegates are released from their required voting. And Bernie has said if it's just a plurality, he thinks whoever's winning should be the nominee. So what I want to see is Joe Biden without a majority beating Bernie Sanders going into the convention so that Sanders has to go, no, he should be president. No, he should be president. Look, I said this before. I never lie. I change my mind all the time. And then I deny I ever did it. I'd like to see him have to go up there and tell his little Bernie bro frat boy fucknuts that they need to support Biden because he won, even though he didn't have a majority. I think that would be fucking hilarious. And it would cause such a ruckus within the in the party. It would cause such a problem. Now, I know there was one more thing over here on the not stream. What's it called? Twitter. What was the other one I wanted to talk about? Okay, we did the Bernie surge. There's Biden's thing. Oh, Ezra Klein. This is the one that made me do, all right, I'm going to fucking do an after party. This reading this stupid shit. All right, it's three tweets, you guys. You know what? We can put it on screen. We can put it up. I don't have a producer, but I'm able to do that. Ezra Klein said, the intersection of a complex, unexpected health crisis is causing an unusual form of recession is exactly the kind of thing Elizabeth Warren would have been unusually good at handling. It's a lot of fucking adjectives in there, Ezra. He goes on to say, we spend a lot of time debating fixed plans that aren't going to pass, but the president often has to deal with fast-moving crises that require rapid learning, staffing, planning, communication, and coordination, and she's particularly good in those situations. It was the financial crisis with all its chaos and uncertainty that launched her political career in the first place. If the next president is entering into a similar situation, she would have been well suited for it. Ezra, you're a fucking moron. We're going to go over each piece of this in turn. I saw Polly in chat and he was like, last time I was here this early, I got invited to the stream. So I'm going to invite you to the stream, damn it. There you go. All you got to do is say, I want to come on. You don't got to go, how come you're not inviting me? Sorry. That's actually not how Polly's ever sounded when we talk. That's unfair to do to Polly. Again, Ben Ezra, he's just babbling. You know, I want to talk about the end part first. And Polly, if you're coming on, please jump on now because I'd love to hear your opinion of what I'm about to say. His contention here, guys, the overall thing is that Elizabeth Warren is great in a crisis. And I know I keep saying crises. I do that because I hear people do it. It's crisis. But I hear people do it and I think it's funny. Anytime people have a dialect in the US that says a word just slightly different, I like to adopt it and use it irresponsibly. So here's the final thing. It was the financial crisis with all its chaos and uncertainty that launched her political career in the first place. If the next president is entering into a similar situation, she would have been well suited for it. Ezra, seriously, what did she do? Because remember, he told us in the tweet before that how she's great at organizing and getting people and doing. What did she do? Did she put together a task force? Because I don't remember that. Did she go out there and fix the bank single-handedly? Because I don't remember that either. I remember her using it as a platform to launch a political career. I remember that. I don't remember her rapid response team that fixed the subprime mortgage problem. I don't remember her rapid response team. And Was Blind says, I don't remember her doing anything. She talked a lot. She did. she was out there talking about it, and she had written a book, in 2003, where she kind of talks about the dangers of subprime mortgages. And she likes to point out, look, I was talking about, bitch, you stole all of that shit. You didn't come up with, you're not even a fucking economics professor. I don't know if that's true. She's not, isn't, what does she teach? I forget what she teaches. But she likes to look, she's saying that right now. She actually said that about coronavirus 2 days ago, or maybe it was even yesterday. Look, I was talking about how horrible the subprime thing was. And then I talked about how a single stock could crash right now and ruin everything. And now Corona's happening. Like, bitch, those things ain't related. Those things ain't related. So yeah, it was just like, oh my God. It's certainly not her native language. P. Davis, you stop it. Oh God. No, it's, you know what? It is very, look, there is a coming financial crisis that has nothing to do with Corona. There you go, guys. I just made a prediction that's going to be true. It's a cycle that we go through. Hey, Polly, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Now I know how people feel when I leave them locked outside Noir Bar for too long. Fuck.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize. I didn't see you until you made that comment. I was like, I don't look at the chat all that often especially when I'm just by myself.
Actually, I mean, with Elizabeth Warren, she stretches her clearly she stretches her credentials such as they are, but in her defense, I feel sick saying that. She did specialize in bankruptcy law.
Real quick, Jason Greers, thank you. Now it's not Jack Simeon and not Jack with potato. Thank you so much. Everybody who comes on the show is a not Jack.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's
here's the thing.
Not Jack with potato.
She may specialize in bankruptcy, but
and going the legalities in and around bankruptcy. And it's like, really? So you saw the 2008 systemic risk that had been spread through all of the various insurance companies to push off the risk that they were taking through cutting up securities and selling them off individually. You talked about that specifically. Oh, right. You didn't.
No, and her biggest problem with the changes that have been made, and it's a good problem to bring up, were protections that your average American lost from bankruptcy.
Now,
she was not talking about the entire world is going to be on fire because we've treated the financial crisis like shit. No, you know who was saying that? Ben Stein.
Yeah. I heard people talking about that after the fact.
I saw him say it. I saw him say it when we were still riding the thing. And Ben's like, this is going to crash and burn. We need to fix this. And nobody listened to him. Because I was like, I don't understand. So I went looking and like, oh, wow, we could be in some trouble here. But yeah. But no, she takes credit for it. Look, I called this. And now she is so good in this situation. She can put together a team and rapid response like nobody's business.
And that's what I mean. Like, wait a minute. What she makes her sound like a decorated combat officer who's now a member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff or something. Like,
do you know what I mean? Nick Fury, for fuck's sake.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's it. You made her sound like Nick Fury. Like, gonna hit the ground with all fucking cylinders firing. She's fucking Jack Bauer and Nick Fury rolled into one.
Get Antivirus Man in here quickly.
Actually, that's everyone seems to have forgotten 24. You know the show 24?
Oh yeah, Jack Bauer. I have never seen it though.
It was amazing because, dude, it was huge back in the day. I remember watching it. Like, that was one of the last network TV shows I ever watched. And then after then, I kind of tuned out of network TV. But anyway, that's exactly what's coming to mind. It was like third or fourth season of 24 when they were fighting a virus. That's how they just made it sound like CTU, the counterterrorism unit, and the way they were like, all right, we need to get involved with the local police and set up the level 35A protocols and the blah blah blah. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Well,
get fucked, Ezra.
Look, even if that's how you do it, there's nothing in her history that I've ever seen that shows she would be good at that. And let me give you the latest example, Polly. There's an election going on. And her ability to put together a rapid response team and respond to things quickly and effectively sure as fuck wasn't on display in her campaign.
No, I mean, you know, it's not a unapt thing to bring up. Like, how did you deal with high pressure situations, and what did you do knowing you were going into a high pressure situation in terms of the debates? Right?
Yeah,
they're all very rehearsed, everything very choreographed. When she said things, you can tell that they were practiced. You can't practice emergency situation management. There's a reason crisis management is a particular type of schooling of how to deal with stuff and how to push certain responsibilities off to certain people while maintaining this kind of control and lanes of information and all that jazz that comes up in strategic studies. That's not her. I mean, she never even had a position that even resembled that.
She would come out and say that Corona called a woman a horse-faced cunt, and that would stop the virus.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
It would work. It would work because the virus would be like, oh shit, people think I'm sexist now.
If only Donald Trump hadn't. Coronavirus is killing us all. Women most affected. Communities of color. Blah 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 blah.
I read this from Ezra, and look, Warren is meaningless at this point. They're still treating it like her endorsement means a fuck, but she's meaningless in political history now. She might take a run in 2024, but she's going to be what, 74 at that time?
Yeah.
And look, she's already not aging well. But
Mr. Dax says it's like the military might teach you those skills. Yeah, if you go the officer route, and I don't mean like ROTC. I mean, I just mean like if you start moving up and then they start sending you to the various trainings that you're going to do, and then you make it all the way up. So, I mean, I would much rather have somebody like, that's an argument you could make of, I don't know, Brent Scowcroft back in the day, someone who's, crisis management under fire, cool under fire, that kind of thing. Who are you even talking about? You're talking about the little hunchback lady who walked over like fucking Yoda and said, I think you just called me a liar on national TV.
As she was calling him one.
Yeah. Excuse me. I think that you just fuck off. You got to be kidding me. If Ezra Klein was making that argument, or anyone was making that argument of any one of the fucking people that were ever on stage, it would have to be who? Tulsi? Like in terms of like strong leadership in a tight situation, unflappable, that sort of thing.
How do I say this? Mad Ann Flint. Thank you so much. Anything Warren is touching, it's crises, plural. I know, but there's... I'm going to have to explain myself 100 times on this now. No, I understand that. It's just like people who say ideal when they mean idea. I love when they do it, and I do it now just to be a jackass from time to time. There are people who say crises when they mean crisis. And
I thought you just meant that you didn't like the word crises at all, like even
it's people plural. Misuse it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And because they do that, it's funny to me, so I do it from time to time. And I screw up enough that when I do something on purpose, I feel I have to explain it. So that's all I meant. That's all I meant. Over on the Streamlabs, RVA Dar, thank you so much, who says, sending my last $3 because Polly got my Polly got my last $3 and wasted it on Onion Boy's book. Oh, Polly. Can't waste the last $3.
That's adorable. You thought I bought that. I totally did. I went to Amazon and I bought it. That's what happened.
And now Greg won't lose his house.
We did a ship.
The only reason I bring this up
a few hours ago about his book.
Okay. We can get into that in a minute because that is interesting.
Not really.
I've never even seen
but anyway.
But
it was awful.
Warren is pretty much a non-issue. However, it's funny to watch these people suck up to her so that they can pull the I support the women's. Look, I support women. Do you? Or do you just want the brownie points after the fact? Now, Ezra, Ezra may have been sucking on her teeth the whole time. I don't pay that much attention to him. But the number of people who like this, like, yes, I've been saying this the whole time. Well, one, it's fucking stupid. There's absolutely no evidence that she would be great in a crisis. There's no evidence that she's ever put together a rapid response team to fix anything. She's never been in that position. She's been a teacher, an educator, and a senator. Senators don't have the ability to do that. They're not the executive branch. That's what the executives do. So, I mean,
it's a little mind-blowing. It just the degrees to which the news entertainers are not doing their jobs and saying, oh, yes, Senator, but that doesn't fall under your wealth of response. Well, what we need to, like, it doesn't really, you can always answer the question you wished they would have asked. And very, very old thing in politics, like decades old at this point. But it's becoming, the audience is becoming more and more savvy. I hear more and more people saying, that didn't answer the question. Like, you know what I mean? And people that aren't news junkies, political news junkies, right? It's, but asking the question and seeing them avoid coming anywhere close to answering it, that's simply not in the purview of a senator, Senator Warren. In what ways, with the authority you actually possess through that office, would you have effectuated some kind of change? Well, I think what's important to realize is that women and people of color, and it will become, you know, the lack of an answer becomes, I don't fucking know, when you use it enough. So if they were doing their job, the useless answers would already be that much more diluted. But again, they put themselves up as the watchdogs of you know, those in power speaking truth to power when they're doing anything but. I know it sounds like you know, you really view them as the source of all evil. No, I don't. I view them as entertainers that are being cast in a light that they're not. Nobody would get mad at a Hollywood filmmaker for making a film that wasn't 100% true or whatever, all these things. That's what I'm saying. Judge them in that light, because that's all they are now, and they chose it. Fuck them.
You're supposed to check your Streamlabs, and Mr. Dax says, but you don't get it. Warren would make a 9-year-old trans kid interview the response team members.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that 9-year-old trans. I was like, wait, what? Oh yeah, that fucking happened.
That was what, for education secretary? She wouldn't let,
for secretary of education.
It had to be somebody approved by this 9-year-old trans kid. Like, I'm sorry, what?
She will pick them and then allow the 9-year-old trans person to vet that individual before she ascends their name for consideration. Like, you're having a 9-year-old trans person curate your cabinet choices? What?
You're having a 9-year-old anything.
That doesn't even make sense. All right. Over on the Streamlabs. Okie Native for $3. Thank you very much. Hello, Not Jack Prime. I enjoyed this stream with Lady Not Jack. Lady Not Jack is awesome. Sometimes people call her Farzusmi. You should check out her merch store. It's kind of awesome. I'm going to throw the link in chat. And that's right, Monkey. I'm not Jack Prime. Anyway, hello.
I'm here.
Okay, you sound a little. And Polydub donate. Damn. I haven't slept in like 24 hours, but I'm apparently donating to myself. $1. And this individual, who may be me, I don't know, says the following. Hello, my name is Polydub. I formally apologize to my fans for raping their ears. I'm fully prepared to compensate my fans with some unnamed amount of money for each minute of Onion Boys bullshit you had to listen to. That would be more money than Onision made off that book. Come on, that's not even reasonable. Clearly, I'm not the one who said this.
I knew he wrote a book, but I've never actually looked into it.
Three.
Okay.
Books.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. Wow is right.
Before we
get the third one, he fights God.
Nice.
And wins.
Before we get too far away from politics, though, because I want to finish with some politics, and then we'll come back to that. Because you know me and my drama, so I like that stuff. But Okie Native, thank you. That's because it's Ranting Monkey and Jack and not Jax. Well, no, Okie, I appreciate the donation. Thank you. But as of, I believe, last night, I'm a not Jack now, apparently, too. So
I'll tell you what's going on. Some people are asking about the bong-like noises coming through the mic. Yeah, I'm having to use my sub-ohm tank. Normally, I don't use this thing. It's because I'm the battery's dead in my other one, and I need to go buy a replacement. But broke, and so I'm ended up using this one that's produces that gurgling noise. I don't like it as much. I don't like chugging them big clouds. I've got a really small one, and I go with a really high nicotine content, so I don't need to hit it like that. I find it much more similar to cigarette smoking. It's not like cigarette smoking, but it's closer, if that makes sense. Monkey, you vaped. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if you go with a low nicotine count, that's like smoking an ultralight.
Right. And you have to hit big clouds. And yeah, okay, it's kind of fun and interesting and novel for a minute to chug big clouds up at the ceiling and stuff. And if you're wanting to go with crazy flavors like your watermelon, cucumber, or whatever the fuck, yeah, you get bigger flavor blasts with bigger clouds, but that's not what I'm about. I'm a nicotine addict, god damn it. I'm just trying to simulate smoking, that's all.
You can get the really good flavors in the high nicotine count too. They just don't sell as well. So you might have to go looking for them. I have to play a video.
Really quick, I also said on Streamlabs, and I also gave myself $3. Polydub says, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. This is true.
I agree with that.
I stand behind this statement.
Joe
See
Biden
what I did there?
Supports that message.
You missed what I did there.
I did.
I stand behind this statement, Monkey.
All right, we got to watch a video.
Okay, Kami. Whatever you say, Kami. Okay, Kami. Whatever you say, Kami. Okay, Kami. Hop in my helicopter, Kami.
Now, there's a couple of these going around now because people are competing with the OK Boomer thing. There's one, it's OK Liberal, and that one's not funny. But I saw this one in which she got to the hop in the helicopter line. I'm like, okay, that's funny.
Yeah, that could be viewed as a threat. Her shirt had a whole series of check boxes down it. It was conservative, black. I didn't see the rest of them. Like,
yeah,
ballsy for you to do that, girl. Ballsy. I'll give her credit. That's not.
Here's the link.
You can have a lot of hate on social media for doing shit like that.
You want to check it out? You can check out her link and follow her. Her name is Patty, apparently. But yeah, this was going around. We're like, okay, that's funny. Well done indeed. I did see OK Boomer Girl. She has a no, stop it. Just because I said the word. Anyhow, what was this? Oh, she has a Twitch channel, and she said that she's gotten like 5,000 new subs because of the OK Boomer song.
Oh, it was more than that. It was. Oh fuck! What did I hear her? It shot up, and then she was suspended off Twitter. If you go look, she caught a suspension.
Devil Fruit, thank you so much. Did Polly recover from his deathbed sickness?
Thank you for asking. I largely did. I'm feeling a hell of a lot better than I was a couple days ago and even a day ago. So yeah, it wasn't bad times on Sunday. It was a bad day. But yeah.
When did she get banned from Twitch? I don't
know. That again is what I heard. This is watching somebody else's stream. They were talking about it. They showed how much she had jumped up and then said that she caught a Twitter suspension.
Well,
they said suspension. So I mean, that could be anywhere from 12 hours to a week or even 6. I don't know.
Frankly, her timing could not have been worse on Twitter.
Why is that?
Because the day that went viral was also the same day that Twitter announced its new rules that you're not allowed to make fun of people because of their age.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because I saw that. I'm like, oh, she's fucked. I did not report because I thought, look, her video is cute. It's stupid, but I had no problem with it. Fuck, show it. Personally, I blame that video for Bernie losing Super Tuesday. She uploaded that on March 2nd.
That's okay. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. Help me understand that. That's a pretty strong statement.
Look, Super Tuesday, everybody's expecting Bernie to win a whole bunch of states. This video drops. He loses a whole bunch of states that they thought he was going to win. Coincidence? Probably. But you can't say it's definitely.
That's like the tiger repelling amulet, Monkey.
I'm just saying.
I've got this tiger repelling amulet here. I've never been attacked by a tiger. It must work. Want to buy it for a couple million?
I'm just saying. Look, I'm not
Coincidence?
saying
Probably.
probably,
Yes. The answer
But-
is yes.
it happened. It happened in that order. You be the judge.
Do you actually associate that video with
Fuck
Bernie not
no.
doing his ability? You know, most
Shit.
people that voted don't even know how to turn on Twitter. They think it's like a fucking machine, like you got to hand crank it like a fucking whole time
car.
steam engine.
No, I just like the
Seriously, most
timing of
people don't even know what the fuck's going on Twitter. They just know it's a place where Donald Trump does things news entertainers don't like.
I just love the timing of it. She dropped it on the second, and on the third, everything went to shit for Bernie.
No, my
It's like,
headphones cut out. Sorry if I was talking over you there.
No, you're fine. You didn't
Okay.
actually. I waited for you.
Okay.
And then of course, yeah, her timing on Twitter itself. Yeah, that's not a that was horrible, poor girl. That whole thing, I believe, is aimed mostly at protecting. I don't want to say protecting Biden, but to keep people from being ageist against Biden, because everybody knows that's coming. That's coming a lot.
I believe that I agree with you, and I think it's going to go more than that. They're going to making fun of people for their conditions, such as I don't know, like physical deformities from birth.
Mhm.
That already is a thing on Twitter. I think it's going to be extended to degenerative conditions.
Oh yeah.
For Biden.
Yes.
Not saying that he has one or doesn't have one. It's just the memes are going to increase and the commentary is going to increase. So to clamp down on it, yeah.
And you have people doing the same with Bernie, but because of his age and his heart attack. So yeah, they dropped that rule the same fucking. At least it was announced and started getting talked about the same day that fucking video dropped. I was like, oh, this poor girl, because that went viral. Good on her. But oof, timing is everything, people. Timing. She still got a lot of exposure out of it, and likely she got a mini suspension. She didn't get banned. Don't worry, sweetheart. It happens to the best of us.
Ari Prostate says, like hair lips. You know, does that fall? I would imagine that it does, but I don't know that it does. Does that, like, if you were to make fun of somebody for something like a hair lip, that's a good example. I mean, that's not debilitating, but it's
still a physical deformity. It'd be under disabilities.
So that's what I was about to ask. Like, I don't really look at the TOS of anything, actually, because I assume I'm violating and go ahead. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Does it actually say physical disabilities? Is that the wording?
I'm not sure the exact wording, but remember, they're very much like YouTube in their squishy words.
Yeah. And at the end, it's like, and any kind of targeted harassment.
Yes.
Means, you know, anytime someone catches some feelings, basically.
Richo says, Tim Pool just released a 27-minute video. Enjoy later, Ranting Monkey, LOL. It'll probably be a while before I watch another Tim Pool video. I want that. I want 18 minutes of that 24 minutes of my life back.
What? You know what I've kind of got mentally, categorized is talkie videos and watchy videos. That's not actually what I call them, but I just think this is something I don't need to see. It's more like a podcast that's appearing on, and those things are the ones that I tend to watch when I'm doing other stuff. There's your background noise, right? I will not play a video of that sort. You know, like Lords of the Night or Monkey in the Morning when I'm just lurking. Yeah. Any kind of stream of that sort. Yeah. I save those till I'm doing stuff, laundry or whatever the fuck, you know? So it's, I don't know. I feel bad for you if you sat there and looked at the screen
for
over 20 minutes, man.
I was playing a video game. I was playing a fucking video game.
Well, that's something. How far can you really take the complaint then?
I can very far, because there's like 18 minutes of this thing that didn't need to be there. It's him repeating the stuff he said in the other 6. It's the stuff he says in the video. It's relevant. It's good content. It just isn't 24 minutes worth of content. And well, it's the one video. I can't remember which one. It was the other day. I talked about it on stream because it annoyed the fuck out of me. There's one part, Polly, where for like 2 minutes, he just repeats the same phrase He doesn't even change it.
Yeah. Hey,
It's
hey,
not
you know
like
what?
he says
Listen,
it in a different way.
I deal with Jeremy from the Quartering. You deal with Tim Pool. We both have our crosses to bear, and then we come here and complain about him. Okay, that's the way
I
it
agree
works.
with you on that one too.
No, I hear you on Tim Pool.
Shit.
You're not wrong. And you know what makes me angry about Tim Pool particularly? I saw his performance on Joe Rogan. He is not a dumb guy. This is a man who's on his feet. And God damn it, Tim Pool, fix your shit. Like, to coin a phrase.
Tim,
like, you know,
indeed, Tim has a problem.
Do better.
He has a problem when he's alone,
Mm.
and he's trying to articulate a thought, and he has to keep. Somebody just said it in chat. There, nothing for you. He says, if Tim would just speak his mind without qualifying it every 6 seconds, he'd be fine. Yeah, a lot of his repetitive stuff. I mean, he even goes, like I just said, and he'll say 15 times in a minute and repeat what he had just said. You don't have to keep doing it. Cryptic, thank you. He wants Tulsi's giant dick in his mouth. Oh, he loves Tulsi. He really likes Tulsi. Sorry, Timmy. She ain't got no chance, man. No chance at all. The thing is, I actually like Tim Pool's thoughts, how he expresses them. You're right. On Joe Rogan, he was great, man.
Yeah. And see, if he was just a dumbass, it would be more forgivable, because then you're like, well, he's a dumbass, but he's not a dumbass. He's actually sharp as fuck. So it's like, Tim, use what God gave you, fix your shit.
What I said the other day, because I know I have problems when I'm speaking into the mic. Like right now, I just paused for no fucking reason. And it's just the way my brain works. And I've been working on it. And if you go back and listen to earlier streams, you can hear it a lot more than like now. But Tim doesn't seem to be working on it. And it wouldn't take much. It's just, don't repeat yourself. Don't repeat yourself. He's doing videos, so if he catches himself, he can fix it. You know, you go in there and, okay, I don't need this.
Well, you know, one of the most valid criticisms I've heard you come up with in the past little while, and it's made me laugh because I've noticed it too, but you just put it well. The streaming is lazy. Yeah, well, I guess when you stare, I guess when you stare into a screen and stream for 10 minutes and upload it as a video and call it a video, I was like, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
it's a 10 or 20 minute stream of just you. There's no edits in it whatsoever. How are you calling me lazy?
Yeah, and that one was, for those of you who don't know the story, I was watching Ethan Van Sciver was on with Jeremy one night. I was like, what the fuck is this? So I go over there and watch. And he tells Ethan Van Sciver that he should get back to videos because streams are lazy. And I was like, you motherfucker. How dare you?
To say that to, of all people, Ethan Van Sciver, who streams a fuck ton and is really less. So yeah. No, he had no standing to say that. It's like, what are you kidding me? You're not editing anything. Like, even Philip DeFranco style jump cuts, you're not even employing. It is literally just a short stream that you're uploading and calling it a video and stretching it.
Oh, God,
to get over that. When you see a Jeremy Hambley video that's 10 minutes and 23 seconds, I don't click on it. I'm not willing to put up with, because that means there's like, what, minute and a half of content there? It's when it goes to 14 minutes, probably means there's probably about 5 minutes of content there.
Humble Clay says, streams aren't lazy, they're just watch less. No, look, the point about making videos is valid, because what he was saying to him is that he could increase his audience, and that would increase, in theory, the people who are going to buy his books, comic books, guys. He does, what is it, Cyberfrog?
Yeah.
And he was trying to help him with that and explain it to him. And I have no problem with that, because that's true. People watch videos far more than they watch streams. However, saying streams are lazy, kiss my ass. Especially with the way you do your videos. Because what they do, if you guys have never seen either Tim or the Quartering's videos, is they start basically a stream. They put something over on the side that they're going to read as they go. And they give their thoughts as they go, and then they stop it and upload it as a video. Like, that's a video I made. No, it's not. It's a stream you uploaded.
Yeah. And it all depends on how you're coming at it, because you got, your boy Zach, Richard C. Meyer, a million different names he goes by, another comic book streamer, right? Who is selling his own comics, and a lot of them is very successful. He's one of the original Comicsgate guys. He does basically what we're sitting here describing, but he's not on anyone's ass for anything that they're doing. He's the original guy. I'm going to review a comic sitting in my lap from my phone in my car. Like, that's how low down his content was, but that was the charm and still is the charm. It's one guy talking to you, and it's just his opinions, and his calls on what was wrong with comics resonated with a lot of people, because just the guy with a comic in his lap on his phone shook the comic book industry, and that was amazing. That's the power of YouTube. But he's not sitting there calling anyone lazy for streaming. No one, if you know what I mean.
Real quick, Tom of Gulf City says Tim does a long stream every night, then cuts it into multiple videos. Tim is not the one who said it was lazy. I just want to make sure I'm clear on that. This was the quartering who said it. But I just, with Tim, he is not good at that kind of content. You need to work on it, bud. Because
Tim is no Sticks, Hex, and Hammer with the ability to ramble.
No,
Sticks has got that skill set down, and it can. It's almost like, I'm not making fun of Sticks. I like Sticks. It's just, he's all over the place. He doesn't need to repeat himself because he just starts meandering. Whatever the subject is, like the title of the video, he's left it behind within the first 2 minutes of the video, and he's talking about the satanic panic and the neoliberals and neocons and et cetera. And
here's my garden.
Yeah. And he's very good at it because you can hold your attention. He's good at meandering and rambling.
I'm not a big Sticks fan. It's another one of those things where I enjoy his thoughts. I just not the way he expresses them. And I don't know what it is with him. There's just times that's going to be a thing. It's just a style you don't like. So it's not with him. It's like, fuck Sticks. No, I'm kind of like that with fucking Jeremy. How dare you? How dare you, motherfucker?
So you know what, Jeremy, what I worry about with him, because like there's a lot of people, and I mean this, there's a lot of lesser men that would have taken the hits that he did with Magic the Gathering and have disappeared.
No.
He came back. I'm worried that his shit's going to get stale the way he's doing it, because I hear so many people making the comments that you're making, which is just, I can't even watch it now. He's just pushing it to the 10-minute thing and like 5 videos and asking his audience for ideas and what to do videos on, asking for ideas for subjects and content and stuff. And I don't mean, what would you like more? Like, giving options and ideas, just straight up.
What do you want to see me talk about?
Yeah. Crowdsourcing subject matter.
However, I do need to say this, since you're talking about this specifically. If you're trying to build a channel, modeling it on the way that Jeremy has is actually a really good idea. Several of the things that he does, he took from other successful people. For instance, asking people what they want to see. You know who used to do that? Phil DeFranco.
Really?
Yes.
That must have happened back in the day. I'm not a long time.
It was only like 2 years ago that he was doing it.
Okay.
What stories would you guys like to see on the show today? And there's things you can look at, even at people that you don't like. And I don't dislike Jeremy. I just think he is fuck you with your streams are lazy. But you can look at successful people and you pick up what works. And Jeremy is excellent at that. He is an excellent marketer of himself.
Yeah, he is. I'm just worried that he's going to stale out, and his numbers kind of seem like they're going in that way, and I don't want to see that.
Well, he's, in my opinion, I think his biggest problem right now is that he is just, when you ask for what your audience wants to see, sometimes you have to tell them no. And I don't know how often he's doing that, because a lot of his stories is like, why are you covering this? Now, unless he's trying to build a Phil DeFranco show, which again, that's a good model to steal. Phil does quite well for himself.
But then you got to be Phil, which means you end up talking about KSI and boxing matches. Like you end up doing like Keemstar Light with some politics tossed in. It's such a mixed bag coming from Philip DeFranco. And
but
the
Steve,
let's be honest,
what works for him.
but let's be honest, all of the content that he's talking about he's the trend chaser as a vehicle for his promotions and what's the word I'm looking for? Squarespace sponsorships, for his promotions and sponsorships. That's his entire show. All of DeFranco Elite is a giant vehicle for his promotions and sponsorships. Yeah, that's it. And how do you get people to have eyes on it such that they will watch your sponsorships and shit? It's entirely trending stuff. He's not talking about stuff that isn't trending.
Exactly. But see, I said this last night, Polly. Was it last night, night before? I really wish I had less, what's the word I'm looking for here? About integrity. And what I mean by that is, with my show, I want to do things that interest me, because I feel like if it interests me, then it'll interest the audience, especially the audience that I built, If I wanted a bigger audience, I would go out there. Oh, I mentioned just earlier, I would go out there and make an Onision video. Onision videos like a month and a half ago. If you wanted to hit on Onision, right then was the time to blow the fuck up.
You shut up. I did an Onision video several hours ago.
Well, hang on. That's why I'm qualifying what I'm saying. Real quick, Jason Gears, thank you so much. You source the chat in some ways with MITAM. I do. And there's a lot of stories I don't even look at. There's stories you can send to me. And if we get to it, we'll go over there and look and see what's going on. But there's a lot of stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm not reading that. Not going to read this. You have to be able to tell your audience no. Sometimes it's just like, that's not a good story to talk about.
That's why I was struggling to find the words. Okay, before I get into that, Coulter Krill said I stopped watching Styx when I knew what he was going to say just by reading the title. That accounts for it's a smart comment, because it accounts for a lot of Styx's growth. The growth are people that did not know he existed a year ago or whatever. And in that algorithm, he's constantly being exposed to new people. People that have listened to him for long enough kind of know what he's going to say, and they tune out. But there's enough new people out there that have never even heard of him. Thus, he keeps growing. And none of that's a criticism, because it's all been really positive for him. He's been on a really long upswing. You can comment about how somebody's channel's growing or not growing without being, fuck him. Do you know what I mean? Like, as soon as you're talking about something, it's automatically got to be bad. No hate for Styx. It's just, for me, it's just, I wish your videos were a little bit more focused. And when you're going to start talking about occult stuff, be specific for me, because I'm actually interested in that. People have heard me say it before, and he's fantastically vague with all of it. And I find it really frustrating, to the point where if it's anything occult, or he's talking about his garden and it's occult value to him, there's no point in listening, because, for me anyway, because you're just going to say there's meaning you don't understand, and Christianity really stole everything from paganism, and then Joe Biden said this thing one time, and then the satanic panic, and it's like, what? No, be specific. I want to hear this, Styx. You sound like you know a lot about it. Share it with us, for God's sake. And so anyway, those are my only actual criticisms of Styx. Stay a little more focused and be specific about your stuff. And yeah.
Real quick, and you can join me in this if you'd like to. I hope you do. Judge Death's birthday was Sunday. We're gonna have a Lords of the Night, and I was asked if I would sing last night on the show, but my I couldn't get into my Twitter. I'd accidentally signed out, and it took me a while to get back in, so I didn't even see the message till after the show. But he's in chat right now, so happy birthday to you.
Shabbat, Shabbat.
Happy birthday to you.
Shabbat, Shabbat.
Happy late birthday, Judge Death.
Shabbat, Shabbat.
Happy birthday to you.
Shabbat, Shabbat.
Happy birthday. There's a lazy song for you. I hope you had a great one. I really do. And will it forward to streaming is lazy? Oh, wait. Yeah, I know. Look, streaming is not lazy. There was something you were talking about with Styx there that I was going to. No, it was somebody in the audience said something.
Okay. LG says, Polly, it's called a book. Buy one.
Oh. How dare you?
Well, this is the thing. It's the books that, like, is Styx doing that to promote specifically his stuff over on Amazon? Yes, but it's so remarkably vague. Why are you bothering to do a video other than an advertisement video? My new book on horticulture in this given era related to this occult thing cool. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have any problem with anybody using their platform to promote something that they were doing in terms of, my new mixtape is up on SoundCloud, my new whatever the fuck is available. I have new t-shirts up in my merch store. People advertise their shit like that all the time. But he starts talking about the thing and meanders around it and acts like he's going to speak on it. And then I just don't end up listening. I said that I don't have any real criticisms except for sticks for these two things. I didn't say I wanted to be an expert in the occult. I was clicking on that guy's videos for long enough to realize he wasn't going to be talking about it, and then moved on.
If I'm clicking on a video to learn about something, I don't want to have to go get a book about it. I figured the video is going to tell me, you know what I mean?
And it's not, which is just why I don't click on his occult videos anymore, because they're not particular or specific enough such that you're really getting anything out of them, in my opinion.
Humble Clay wants us to know that season 2 of Zero has been canceled due to coronavirus. I don't know what that is, but there you go. Breaking news, guys. And Willett Ford says, I miss your videos, but I couldn't keep your streaming schedule. Most people couldn't keep my streaming schedule. I shouldn't be able to keep my streaming schedule. It's not like I'm a superhuman monkey man. No, it's the incredible amount of things that you can do when you're, unable to sleep.
Yeah.
Insomnia makes the world a better place.
Well, I can tell you this: the Gulf City Johnny Blazes, Polly made a video. Well, no, I just my George Soros video. I put that up. It was a pretty small, uncreative video, but it was still an edited video, and it went up. And it took a while to do that read in one take, man. Leave me alone.
Humble Clay says, "Oh my God, look, I don't watch anime. It's not a judgment. It's just I don't watch it. I'm going to kind of steal the idea from the funny part is, do you know where they got this idea, Tim Pool and Jeremy, to do videos that way?
No.
It comes from Mundane Matt.
Huh.
Now I don't know where Mundane Matt got it, but that's how he used to do his videos. He would do a stream, and then for about 10 or 15 minutes during the stream, he'd go, okay, I have to do this real quick, because he'd talk with the audience betweenhand, and then he would go into his video. And then we talk to the audience and then go into another video. And at the end, he would take out those parts and upload them as videos.
You know who's a master at doing that? The exact thing you described, Tommy Sotomayor.
Oh, Tommy's great. So maybe that's where Matt got it, because Tommy's been around for a long time.
For 10 years, yeah. He has gotten it down to like a fine art, and he's running it intuitively. Like, just what you described.
Stop banning him.
Well, you know how many channels he's gone through. It's not
funny. Poor bastard.
No, it's really
he's
not.
Funny as shit, though.
Yeah.
Man.
27 grand lost in 1 month when a channel was shut down and demonetized. 27 grand one time he lost. Just as an example of how
1000. That's right, LG.
So
BT 1000s.
LG's been watching. Cool. That's
I love Tommy. He's great.
He's
funny as shit.
He realized he couldn't keep the streams up, right? He couldn't keep the videos up because they kept getting struck down. So what's he going to do? He adapted. He does the streams, and then in the middle of the streams did exactly what you just described, where he's like, no worries. So here's this news story that he used to do as separate videos, and he will play the intro like he used to have for his old videos, where it's like TNN, Tommy News Network, news from around the world, news from around the web kind of thing. And then we'll just do the video, talk about it for 10 minutes as he would normal, because it's all off the top of his head, no script, and then say, we're going to move on now. And then cut those things out and upload those as separate videos on a different channel.
Now,
fucking guy, man.
I've decided that's how I'm going to do videos, but with a twist. I'm not just going to take a rant that I do in the middle of the show here and upload it as the video. On the days where there's something that particularly grabs my interest, which happens quite often, what I plan to do is I'm going to do the show. And then after the show, whatever one that was, I'm going to sit down and just make a quick video of me giving my thoughts. Basically what I said in, it won't be verbatim, of course, because with my memory, how could it be? But doing the same basic topic and just doing the two together and uploading it as a video. Because I've had so much trouble, Polly, just figuring out like what inspires me. And we all know, fuck man, I get ranty every fucking night almost. So and the idea has been pushed over and over, just cut it out of the show. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then it just occurred to me, like, do what you used to do. You used to just do it and then go make a video. And it can be very simple. It doesn't have to be. Look, my videos are simple anyway, but it can actually be even simpler. For fuck's sake, look what they do. You know what gave me this idea, Polly? What finally made me go, yeah, that's what I need to do. That 24-minute video of Tim Pools had like 500,000 fucking views.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I'm just missing out.
But yeah, the guide said Darth Treya is better than Darth Sidious. You got, I don't even know who Darth Treya is. Where's Zelthor when you need him?
Polly and Monkey, if you guys really want to start cashing in, you need to do those bloody Q movement streams. Those idiots are making lots of money.
I saw that, Richard. What the hell's Q movement?
Like the QAnon stuff, I'm guessing.
Oh, really?
Here's the thing. If you want to make a lot of money on YouTube, you know how you do it?
Makeup channels?
Well, there's that. But if you want to make a lot of money streaming, go white nationalist.
go white nationalist. Yeah.
Yes. It's true. If you want, go back and watch the streams from as that was blowing up with the IBS stuff. And okay, we're gonna have Mike Enoch on. Oh, you're gonna platform a fucking racist. All right. Why not? Sorry, not racist, anti-Semite. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful on the truths you tell. But those kind of things, they get money hand over fist. That's that. Andy Worski's not a racist. He likes money. And did you see what happened with the Richard Spencer stream? That thing pulled down 5 figures.
Yeah, that was one of those hype things that nobody was expecting. And remember, it got on YouTube trending because because Andy wasn't on the radar, so he wasn't blocked in the algorithm from organically trending, right? And all of a sudden there was like 20,000 plus people watching, and bang, it hit. Well, there's like 10,000 people watching, which pushed it up to like number 3, then number 2 on organically on trending because they didn't have him blocked yet. Steven Crowder every single Thursday should be trending on the trending list, but they got him blocked just by sheer numbers. Like, he's got in excess of 25,000 people watching him live. Why the fuck is he not number 1 on trending every single Thursday? Because they got him blocked. And Andy slipped through the algorithm, so a whole bunch of people showed up, and more showed up, and all of a sudden he was number 1, and good for him. And people started giving him money.
Real quick in chat, the enemy says, Sargon, you're not as smart as you think you are. Sargon's smart. He's just not quick on his feet.
Yeah. Well, I will give him credit. He got a hell of a lot better on the doing the MEP run, his failed MEP run.
Yeah.
He talking with a whole bunch of people that are not YouTubers, but then again, crazy morons that wouldn't know how to operate a computer. They're so batshit crazy. You know, went and got milkshaked and shit over it. Yeah, he's gotten better with being on his feet, but naturally, no. He's not a natural debater. He's just not. Yeah,
that's why his debates, almost all of them you find online, is like Sargon gets his ass kicked here. Sargon, even he admits Christy Winters kicked his ass.
Yeah, and he wasn't ready for it. He completely underestimated her, and he admits it. And it's like, well, I guess it's good you realized it. But goddamn, dude,
he did the same thing that every person who debates Destiny does. He let her control the conversation and change the topic mid-sentence, even instead of going, no, that's not what we're talking about. Let's bring it back to, let's stay on the subject, you crazy cunt. I'm talking about. I would never call Christy a cunt. I was calling Destiny one. I'm not sexist. I have my standards. I would call Christy a cocksucker because that's what I would normally call a man. So there you go. I just have to say that so that YouTube doesn't get mad at me. But
you want to see something masterful in terms of like of both people doing it. Watch the Piers Morgan Ben Shapiro debate on CNN. It's up on YouTube. Oh
God, yeah.
On Second Amendment, on gun control. Watch it. I mean, seriously, the amount of times that each one of them has to say to each other, well, we can talk about that in a minute. Because they keep trying to change the subject on each other because both of them are attempting to control the conversation the way you're talking about. They're attempting to gish gallop question each other. Like, let's talk about this thing. Let's talk about that thing. It's like, so, Piers, you're saying that it's about, you're trying to protect lives. Yes. Well, handguns, as you mentioned earlier, Monkey, are the number one cause. So are you willing to ban handguns? Because that's the only way that you're going to save lives in America. And if you want to talk about that, we can, but I don't understand why you're talking about assault weapons. Very valid point. Piers avoids it. And he says, I'm not here to talk about handguns. We're here to talk about this. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about this other. Oh, Jesus Christ. It was two guys constantly counter moving each other. It's fascinating to watch because they're both really good at not so much winning debates, but moving in a debate in such a way that you're very fleet of foot, if that makes sense. Not getting nailed down to stuff. You know what I mean? Well, so like, it doesn't really matter what the subject is, even though it's Second Amendment, something I care about deeply. It's fascinating to watch on a tactical level, both of them trying to play with each other like that.
I was talking last night because I got into an argument with Losar. I don't know if you know who he is over on Twitter. He's one of my followers who is constantly trying to catch me and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he does this. I enjoy these conversations so much because I will not let you take me off. So when you come at me and like, you did this wrong, like, all right, let's discuss that. And then they constantly try to change the subject. Like, that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. And I have fun doing it. In a live debate, I'm much worse at it because I'm, what's the word? Ragey.
Ragey.
Great word. Ragey.
Well, do you want me to lay out a criticism of you? It's an honest one of a debate you've been in.
No, by all means.
It's kind of not your fault, but then it is your fault. I can't believe you went and debated Bronx Blogger with that vague of a debate subject, and you actually walked into it. You're going to debate capitalism versus communism. It may have been fun, but you could have nailed the fucking commie to the wall. Communism versus capitalism. What's the fucking subject? Like, it's like, well, it's communism versus capitalism. That's so vague. Everyone can talk about anything they want. It was a whataboutism debate. You started talking about like, well, everyone will do art. And then you brought up a very valid point. Most of art is done with consumer products. Where are those going to come from? The paints, the brushes, etc., right? The sculpting tools. And he's like, well, they'll just be there. Well, I want to ask you about all of the suffering people under capitalism. Like, and it was just like, what the fuck? Who's moderating this thing? It's all over the place.
Indeed. And that was, I understand your criticism there, but that was kind of the point going into it, is that there wasn't a subject other than capitalism versus communism. And we had to go, well, what does it even mean? And he actually came back with Scandinavian countries. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I enjoy those kind of things. I get what you're saying, and you're not wrong. You're right. It is both a fault and a purposeful thing I do. Sometimes I just like to argue.
I really do not like a thing that I've come to accept, that moral arguments, when somebody tries to make it, if you try and counter it with a rational argument in front of an audience, you're going to lose in the audience's mind. And if you take the idea of a debate, it's not about convincing the person you're debating with. It's about for the benefit of the audience one way or another. If you take that to be true, and someone's coming at you with a moral argument and you start responding rationally, the chances of you winning are not very good. You have to have the majority of the people. Go ahead.
You have to come at it in a certain way. And it's one of the things that I talk about, where I call it being kind short-term versus long-term. In the short term, it sounds great to take care of everybody in the country. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
That's a short-term solution. We're going to take all the money from the rich and give the poor people money. Long-term, though, you're actually hurting everybody because that money runs out and nobody has money and everybody's poor and starving. So what you're saying is you want people to eat today, but tomorrow you want them to starve. That's not a solution. So you have to come back at the moral argument with the longer term moral argument. And you're right. Most people don't do that.
As soon as they make it, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'm trying to get at. When somebody is talking about we need to ban AR-15s, for example, right? Sure. Because they're the chosen weapon of school shooters. Not exactly true, but whatever. The point is they're
It's not even true.
But it's irrelevant. They're saying it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, once they've said it, it must be true, right? It's not like the news entertainer moderators are going to interfere with them and say, well, actually, according to blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and what makes up a school shooting is a highly debatable category in the first place, because, you know, any shooting that happens within this given distance of a school, even if it's condemned, counts as a school shooting. You know, well, whatever. It doesn't, none of those things matter. They hear you defending a weapon that is the choice of school shooters. So then if you start arguing, well, let's look at the categories and let's argue, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's, you are not looking at the actual cause of death. You are inflating this. Look at the way Shapiro did it in the Piers Morgan debate. It just came to mind. The very first thing that Shapiro says to him, deliberate, and it was tactical and on purpose, intentional. Why do you stand on the graves of dead children to advance a policy?
Yep.
Jesus fucking Christ. Did you know that Piers Morgan had a child in a wheelchair that he was going to wheel out during the commercial break?
No.
He did. It's a true story. He did. And he couldn't bring the kid out anymore, because the very first thing that this little pipsqueak in the yarmulke had said to him was, you're standing on the graves of dead children. And then he wheels out a handicapped kid.
Mm-hmm.
It makes him look like, you know, exactly what he is, a fucking a panderer of the worst kind, using people's suffering and the tragedy of families to advance his own political and policy ends. So he couldn't do it anymore. So he had a stack of medication that was regulated by the federal government, antihistamines and the like. And he goes, look, if these things are regulated by the government, why not a tool of death? He had props. He was using the kid as a prop, you see. So but this is my point, like, to come at him emotionally, to come at him with a, why don't you value life, the sanctity of life, in the same way that I do? That's the kind of counter reaction I'm talking about. And I have come closer to accepting that, being persuaded that that's true. But then you're not really having a debate over policy. You're having a debate over poundage, aren't you?
Well, you are, and that's what debates. See, there's two different kind of debates. You have your actual debates, like a debate team would do, and then you have your debates in public, and this includes presidential debates or YouTube debates. All of this stuff is about looking better than the other person. It's just what it is. And it should be a battle of ideas, but it's not always. You're absolutely right about that. But getting Vegan Gains to admit he would eat a retarded kid over a cow, that has nothing to do with whether veganism is good. It's just funny.
Or Culta Girl just brought up when Sinatra got asked herself to say that pedophilia wasn't objectively bad. It was just bad according to his moral preferences.
Yeah. It's not objectively bad. It's just, my moral preference. That's what it's all about. It's about making the other guy look stupid and trying not to look stupid yourself.
Zombie Teddy asked, where'd he get the wheelchair kid? Can you rent a kid in a wheelchair? No, it was some kid who had survived a so-called school shooting. And I say so-called because, for all you know, it was a kid that was walking down the sidewalk and was shot by as an innocent bystander when two other people were shooting over something they were uninvolved in, and it just happened to be happening in front of a school. They consider that a school shooting under FBI uniform crime stats.
For all you know, it's a kid they pulled off the street and put in a wheelchair.
I'd like to think that the kid actually needed to be in the wheelchair, but you're right. For all you know, yeah.
Just throwing that out there. It's not like the press would lie to us.
No, fuck no. That's not even. Oh, so speaking of lying people that like to pretend that they're the press but are actually just entertainers, did you watch Philip DeFranco yesterday? I did.
No, I haven't watched it in a couple of weeks. I keep seeing his videos and like, shit, I should catch one, but I haven't seen one in a while.
Somebody DM'd it to me, timestamped, and said, you got to watch this one clip. It's timestamped. And I was like, okay, as long as it's timestamped, I will. And him playing for Joe Biden that he's actually not mentally slipping.
Really?
Yeah. He goes, this is actually a speech therapist.
Wait. Can you send me that? We'll watch it.
Yeah, I can actually. Yeah.
let's do that real fast, if you don't mind, and then definitely
No. Actually, that's a better way to do it than me explaining it, because he got his research team to look up speech therapists to name the particular thing that was causing Joe to do this, because I myself, Philip DeFranco, suffered with a speech impediment of one kind or another that he's talking about when I was a kid. So I understand this, and this really isn't him stumbling or lewd, blah, 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 blah. So he was playing 100% defense for Biden, which was wild. Like, this is just, it's irresponsible to say he's mentally slipping. And it's like, is it, Joe?
John Miller says, I've been pissed at Philly D over the Sandman issue. What Sandman issue?
Nick Salmon?
I'm not oh.
That he could go ahead and, you know, that they settled. Well, the Washington Post settled.
Two ends at the end of that. Yeah. I forgot his name. See, you said Sandman. I'm thinking, what, the MGTOW guy?
Was that Angry MGTOW's name? Salmon?
No. There's a MGTOW on YouTube called Sandman.
Oh, wow. Shows
and
how much I watch
he's a treat. I've actually done 2 videos on that guy. Because when I made my Angry MGTOW video, a whole bunch of MGTOW, you don't watch this crazy one. You need to go watch somebody good like Sandman. So I went and watched Sandman. I'm like, this is who you're recommending for fucking real? Because he's even worse. I mean, he's absolutely insane. He's the one that came up with the idea that women can control you through their vaginal juices. If you go to sleep at night, make sure you wear a condom. Because they will ride you, and their vaginal juices will get into your pee-pee, and they'll be able to control you. He also said that that their vaginas smell buttery. I was like, what? If she got buttery vagina, she needs to get that checked, because a vagina can smell buttery, and that means usually there's a yeast infection in there. It is a rare sign of a yeast infection. But yeah, he said, yeah, Sam, he's also the one who gave us the 4 levels of MGTOW, where the 4th one I described as moving into the woods and jacking off, because that's what it sounds like. His top tier MGTOW is a guy who leaves society completely and is just waiting for it to burn down. Like, holy shit, dude, this is your rational MGTOW? Like, it's actually how I met Hammer, because I talked about some MGTOW stuff and got to talk to him, and, you know, somebody who's not a fucking nut about it. So, you still here, Polly?
Yep. I'm just.
Where's the link?
It's so annoying. Philly put up timestamps at the beginning of his videos. You know, he's done that. The one for Biden isn't even anywhere close to where he said that 8 minutes and 53 seconds. I'm like, oh, that's handy, but it's actually not at all, because that's just the beginning of his central shill session. And today in Awesome is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace, God. If you want to be able to make a website where you blah, 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 like, oh, shut up, Phil.
Kiefer Dam said, or sorry, Mr. Dax says, I can't believe it's not butter. And Kiefer Dam says, become the Unabomber, right? And there were people who got mad at me for describing it that way. I'm like, that's basically what he's describing. You move out to the middle of the woods by yourself.
So do you know the story, Monkey, about so-called altered video that Trump retweeted about Biden?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's just building our rules in public, our approach to synthetic and manipulated media.
Now, look, in fairness, that one is manipulated. Because Biden, he still makes a major flub there. The major flub isn't him saying that, you know, we can only reelect Trump, because what he says is we can only reelect Trump if we go into a circular firing squad or some shit like that. And they cut it off at we can only reelect Trump. And I apologize, because I got that wrong on the show the first night that we talked about it. But he still fucks it up completely as he's trying to get to that part.
Yeah.
And nobody's paying attention. Look, it's manipulated. It's not manipulated. It's dirty. It's underhanded. They stop it at the wrong time. But I don't want to hear any bullshit from people that the Republicans are being dirty here. You're the fuckers who still go out there and say that Trump said there were good people in the white nationalist movement.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so
you're the people running around saying that Trump called coronavirus a hoax.
So there's the clip in the side chat, and it's if you just go to 320, you're there. That's where it says where he starts talking about it.
You said 320?
3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Shut up, Phil.
That's how I feel listening to him. Hey, but look at the hands. Oh, jump cut. It's like watching a J.J. Abrams film without lens flares.
I can't blame him for the hand movements. I've been telling these guys, if you could see me, I make him look calm with my hand movements.
I don't even mind. Okay, if you were jump cutting in real life like that guy was, I'd be questioning how many would be level 5 Kuhl. And if you watched
I don't jump
Bar the other night,
life.
you know what we're talking about.
All right, let's bring this up. Mr. Philly D.
Dark Admiral March here, a bunch of lying dog face pony soldiers. Yeah, that was great.
Who thinks I'm going to get claimed for this? Let's find out. It'll be interesting. I would love to get claimed for this after he, threw the fit over. He basically made Roaming Millennial's career.
You could just pause it and just go, isn't he a real big asshole here? Look at the fucking plastic surgery this guy's had, and then press play again. There's our comment.
No, I don't care. Let's see what he says.
Let's talk about the news and the conversation around misinformation and manipulated media. Right, so last month, Twitter rolled out its policy for addressing synthetic and manipulated media, which said that users could not, quote, deceptively share synthetic or manipulated media that are likely to cause harm.
I want to talk about that for a second because we were just mentioning the Twitter rules and how fucking vague they are.
Mm-hmm.
Could that be vaguer?
Yeah, I know.
Likely to cause harm to who and how? Thank you, Kingslayer Damocles, who says, cough, cough, media matters, cough.
Well, right?
Fair enough.
They made an entire empire, a tax-free empire, out of taking things out of context. Get fucked.
Yeah.
Twitter also saying that it would label this kind of content, and that policy actually went into effect last week on March 5th. And ultimately, that brought us to yesterday, where Twitter seemed to apply the manipulated media label for the first time to a video that was posted by Trump's social media director, Dan Scavino, and retweeted by Trump himself. Now, the video in question was a 13-second clip of Joe Biden speaking at a campaign rally on Saturday that looked like...
Is he from Michigan? This motherfucker talks fast.
If you watch his old videos, it's something he's worked himself into to get as much stuff in as possible. And you beautiful bastards, make sure you like and comment and subscribe below. And this is the reason that I love talking to you, because I certainly want to know what you like to hear. Make sure you hit that like button. Thank you. It's remember back in the day when he had the aviator sunglasses on, talk about how much he loved big titties to be as edgy as possible. He didn't talk that fast.
Now he sounds like a fucking auctioneer.
Yeah, he's built himself to it over time.
Can I get a 2, 3, 3, 3 over here? I got 4. Anyway.
Like this.
Turn this primary from a campaign that's about negative attacks into one about what we're for, because we cannot get reelected. We cannot win this reelection.
See, there was his fuck up right there. He's still fucked up. Just throwing that out there.
Excuse me, we can only reelect Donald Trump.
Right, so you watch that and you potentially go, did Joe Biden just endorse Donald Trump? What just happened? Well, it turns out that clip was actually cut before Biden finished his sentence. And in the original video that we found, we see him say this.
We can only reelect Donald Trump if, in fact, we get engaged in this circular firing squad here. It's got to be a positive campaign, so join us.
Right, so basically what it appears that he was saying was Trump can only be reelected if we keep infighting. So obviously a very different situation and message from the first video that was edited. Looking at the situation, right? Twitter's first official implementation of their new policy, it was met with a fair share of problems. Because while it has been hit with a manipulated media label, Twitter didn't determine the post violated its guidelines until about 18 hours after. And according to reports, by that point, it had already been viewed more than 5 million times and retweeted more than 20,000. Also, it appears there were technical problems as well. According to reports, it was a glitch with the manipulated media label itself, with a Twitter spokesperson saying that the manipulated tag wasn't showing up in the tweet details, and adding that users who clicked into the tweet itself may not be able to see the label, but that it was visible in the timeline, which I imagine is how most people see tweets. Now, one of the
real quick over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, James Colley, who says MGTOW ultimate form is John Denver. Honestly, if that fuck couldn't sing, there you go, patient 0. He's the one that crashed his plane and died, right?
Really?
Yeah, John Denver. There was a great South Park episode where Kenny was trying to kill his mom's pregnancy, and he took her to the John Denver experience, and it's this plane on a arm that just slams into the ground.
Jesus. Yeah, it's like your boy Pat says, it's him, Phil, trying to get in as much information as possible in as few time as possible. And that's even when he's doing his shilling. Like and today in awesome is, and then he starts listing off what happened on Hot Ones, because in my opinion, he gets money on the back end for that, and all the other things that he's promoting. They're just, some things are just videos that his staff has seen, but the majority of it is paid for promotion. And so he's trying to jam as much of it in as he can.
Right. RVA Dar, thank you so much. Who says to help not Jack with his claim. Also, my last $3. Yeah. Look, I hope Philly. I hope he does. I could become famous.
The other reasons this was a big deal is not only because the content was labeled, but also because this possibly sets a precedent that shows that Twitter is not scared to crack down on Trump and his team. And this wasn't just a tweet and a video from Joe Blow. This was coming from people with connections to the administration. Also, Twitter is not...
They are not afraid to stand up to the evil tyrant Donald Trump.
What about all of the fuckers who posted that Trump called coronavirus a hoax?
Yeah.
We're talking senators. We're talking current, well, not anymore, but people who were in the campaign. They've had to drop out because they suck.
I mean, how often have they cracked down on fucking Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib for the shit that they've said that would get anyone else nailed with a suspension for racism?
But this shows they're not afraid to crack down on Trump's team. Shut up.
Yeah. Here we saw Facebook respond to the video of Biden as well. Facebook did not initially label or do anything to the post, but it did prompt Biden's campaign manager to blast the company in a statement last night saying, Facebook's malfeasance when it comes to trafficking and blatantly false information is a national crisis in this respect. Facebook won't say it, but it is apparent to all who have examined their conduct and policies. They care first and foremost about money, and to that end are willing to serve as one of the world's most effective mediums for the spread of vile lies. But then this morning we ultimately saw Facebook add a label to the video marking it as partly false information, with a Facebook spokesperson saying fact checkers rated this video as partly false. We are reducing its distribution, showing warning labels with more context for people who see it, try to share it, or already have. And adding, as we announced last year, the same applies if a politician shares the video, if it was otherwise fact checked when shared by others on Facebook. But as far as what happens from here, right, with Facebook and Twitter, even if they implement this labeling system fast, right, not 18 plus hours. One, I think
oh, my internet that's a good time because thank you, Jason Gears. 221 not Jacks in chat, only 69 likes. Not Jacks unite. Indeed, hit that like button, you guys, and throw money at Polly and I.
It's going to be incredibly hard, if not impossible, for these companies to implement this policy across the board. Honestly, this clip is probably one of the easiest examples and instances that they will face. Right? It's the small, singular moment and clip.
Hey, Monkey.
On these.
Just pause the video and turn it down to first of all, turn down the bit rate. Bring it all the way down to 240 or 480. You're streaming it in HD, and that's why it's garbled like that.
I didn't know it was garbled. It was coming through fine on mine.
Oh, well, for me over here it is. So I'm assuming for the audience it would be as well. I don't know. Maybe
look, I don't care what he looks like. There we go.
I've got a potato, so I don't know. Maybe it's just fucked up on my end.
No, either way, it's fine. So yeah, we'll turn it down.
His website is saying he said this, even though the clip is cut in a specific way to change the context. I mean, without being an enabler, there are a lot of different ways that this clip can and will be played in a way that does not violate the rules. And two, I do believe this is going to happen to Biden over.
And here comes the stuttering part where he starts explaining away. It's actually a speech defect he's had for a long time, and it's kind of ableist to make fun of him. He doesn't use that word, but that's what he's getting at.
Sure. Well, it's been thrown around Twitter a lot. That's ableist. But here's the thing. Again, he's still fucked up in that clip, and it's not the only clip that he's done it in. You can't defend Biden based on one goddamn clip.
Yeah.
Bring up the one where with no hesitation at all, no speech impediment at all, he says he's running for the Senate. Okay, let's hear Philly's.
Let's try and explain that. It's a process of getting tripped up in your words, and then you fall back on the next biggest thing that you were most recently thinking of in an attempt to get away from your stutter. Okay. Whatever you
last thing
say.
he did was vice president.
I'm just saying. All right, let's build.
Over and over from today all the way to election day, if he gets the nomination, odds are looking like he's going to get, right? Because you have Trump, the GOP, a number of Republicans, Dem supporters who oppose Biden trying to label Joe Biden as an old man with dementia. Because the thing is, Joe Biden misspeaks and he will continue to misspeak, thus making him a bigger and easier target. Now, the way that Biden supporters have been able to combat that claim is pointing out that Joe Biden has had a lifelong problem with stutter, which I will say I'm completely unfamiliar with the challenges that come with a stutter. I started looking into it further because when someone says, you know, they have a stutter, I just think someone that says, I blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for the answer. Well, how it explains sometimes the odd sentence structure or the word choice. And actually, I'll read a small snippet from this interesting Atlantic article about Joe Biden.
The Atlantic.
You know, the author writes there, a stutter does not get worse as a person ages, but trying to keep it at bay can take immense physical and mental energy. Noting now, Biden talks all day to audiences both small and
he doesn't.
large. Also noting, in addition to periodically stuttering or blocking on certain sounds, he appears to intentionally not stutter by switching to an alternative word. That's technique called circumlocution, which can yield mangled syntax. I've been following practically everything he said for months now, and sometimes what is quickly characterized as a memory lapse is indeed a stutter. And understand, this is not me.
Wait, how do you know that? How do you know that?
Circumlocution. Was that the word? Is that how far you're willing to go now to explain kids in pools with my leg hairs and corn pop and I'm running for the Senate? All right.
And oh god, real quick, thank you, Cryptic, who says Philly D-bag. Philly D-bag voice makes me want to punch a baby. Thank you for that. And Lamented Guy says, hey, I know your pain with hands. Yeah, I'm a hand talker. I really am. Thank you, guys. You're going off. Oh god, fuck. Okay, let's finish.
He's saying that Biden does not make mistakes, right? All politicians to different degrees make mistakes when speaking. But we are likely going to see a higher rate of people saying that Joe Biden has dementia when there are moments where you see the headlines where it's like, Joe Biden appears to forget Obama's name.
Because they invaded another country and annexed a significant portion of it called Crimea. Right. He's saying that it was my boss, it was his fault.
But then you have experts looking at that clip.
He called him Obama.
Yeah.
Talking about himself and the former president. He called them, play that clip, Philly D-bag.
Going, oh no, he just blocked on the word Obama, and so he substituted my boss. Yeah, that's a story, some of my predictions. If there is a final note here, no matter where you stand, I think we could all benefit from just kind of like holding on a beat before we sharing something. And it's very easy to characterize this as someone lesser than you would do, but none of us are immune from this. That's it.
Well, he's not wrong. He did the Sandman video.
Well, I was just about to say, we need to hold on for a minute and not make bullshit trend whore chasing garbage from our backyard to make sure that our name is associated with this thing that's going on a Sunday afternoon that he just couldn't hold back on because the MAGA kids assaulted some poor native just trying to play his traditional drum, right? You're the one, you have no standing to make that kind of call, Phil. And even if you did, even if you forget about all of that, you are starting a story and playing a story that they're going to play endlessly. No. The experts decided that that's not him actually losing his mind. Yeah, it's fine. His medical records, well, not that we've seen them or anything, or he's been subjected to any kind of cognitive analysis for deteriorating mental capacities or anything. But it's Donald Trump's medical records that we want to see anyway. You know, that's the sort of thing. You know, we don't demand to see Bernie's, even though the guy just had a heart attack in a major fucking cardiac operation. We news entertainers are not demanding those fucking medical records, but we sure as hell want Trump's. The guy who runs around crazy like a fucking as strong as a crazy horse, only sleeping 4 hours a night. That's the guy that you're worried about his health condition. Is he talking about fucking corn pop and mistaking his sister for his wife?
No, look, mistaking his sister for his wife. That was just a stutter. Real quick, Christ over on the Streamlabs. Christ, thank you so much. Who says I'm voting for the other Biden? Yeah, the other Biden. Joe Biden's been around a long time. Go back and watch some of the Senate hearings. Go back, watch House hearings that he was a part of. He didn't do this all the time. Go back when he was vice president. He didn't do this all the time. This is every fucking day.
But Philly told us, as you get older, your stutter doesn't get worse, but you are more likely to enter into circumlocution.
Yeah. And that's when I learned about the roaches. What did he mean to say there?
What, that was the next biggest thought that he was falling back on to replace it with something else. He goes, hey, you know, we always want to judge something that someone smaller than ourselves. We just need to, you know, be easy on this stuff. Like, how many things did you jump on when it fit your political will, Phil?
Oh, sure.
Fuck off. And your source on this is the Atlantic. The fucking Atlantic.
Yeah, the Atlantic. They gave us the article about Elizabeth Warren. What was it? That she was punished for her competence.
Yeah,
that was in the Atlantic.
The Atlantic is a left rag. It would be like if your only source on something was I don't know, Breitbart. I'd be like, okay, who else you got?
No, the Atlantic is like Variety. For some reason, it has this air of sophistication to it when it's actually just a bunch of nonsense with big words.
Yeah, Salon, same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Check Twitter for the latest from Sean King. Oh, what's Sean talking about? We're gonna be wrapping up here soon, and I'll go check out Sean real fast.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Sean King.
He the other day he was in a fight with some liberals, and I forget why. I forget what he's been arguing with them for a while. This happens in the primaries, guys. They start to fight with each other. This is his latest. This is the single most important fact of the day. In Michigan, Bernie beats Trump and Trump beats Biden. New Michigan polls, Sanders at 46, Trump at 43, Trump at 46, Biden at 44. All right. I remember the polls going into South Carolina that said there was a good chance Bernie was going to actually win that state. Oops.
Yeah.
How'd that turn out for you? You know, I also remember the polls that told me that Hillary Clinton's going to be my president.
Low 90s. Low 90s.
What the hell? Oh. So two things. One, Andy Worski, he's back again.
Really?
He's tried rebranding himself like 4 times now. And his latest one is another live stream. He had gone back to making videos. But now
he did like in 8-9 days he did 7 Onision videos.
Yeah. Well, apparently that's not working out. So he's I don't know how well it worked out for him, but we were getting ready to do the game stream last night. I'm like, wait, Andy's streaming? Oh my. How the mighty have fallen. I'm just going to leave it at that.
You watched it? Part of it?
I've watched quite a bit of it. Yeah. Him and Geek.
Oh, come on.
What?
Well, you were like, I'm going to leave it at that. Nah, man, spill. What the hell? What was?
Andy looks bad.
Really?
And I'm not talking, not even talking about how he sounds and all that. Just his look. His eyes are they're dark. He's got dark circles around his eyes. I don't know if he's on something or he was really tired or he just looked bad. And then the show itself. Oh my. How do I?
It was Geek Thulu. You said it was doing it with him.
Yeah. It would be like, you remember? I don't know if you're old enough. Do you know who Ed McMahon is?
Oh yeah, the co-host of the Tonight Show back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, he was there to laugh at Johnny's jokes.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like a show with 2 Ed McMahons.
That's a pretty good analogy. there's
Johnny.
There's no main guy. Yeah, it's just 2 guys trying to. That's hilarious. Sure is. You're hilarious too. Yeah, just back in 2 seconds.
Like, oh my God. Yeah. Oh man. 1984 says, have a link. I don't have it on me. Just look up Andy Worski on YouTube. It's his latest thing he's done. It was so bad. So bad.
Being a fan of old movies, I've watched a bunch of the old Dick Cavett show clips and Tonight Show clips with Johnny Carson with all the old actors on them, right?
Man, Carson was great.
He was spicy back in the day, man. It wasn't like within the context of the time, yeah, it was meant to be a spicy show, and it was. And yeah, that's how I know who Ed McMahon was. Like all the Dean Martin guest appearances, and Frank Sinatra would do walk-ons and stuff. Yeah, that's how I know of him.
There's a great clip out there. It's Johnny Carson with Richard Pryor, and on that same show is Betty Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Betty Davis and Richard Pryor interacting together is just fucking amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. The last thing I wanted to hit on, Kefki. You know Kefki? A minion. Her brother G Prime just died. And
really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know who you mean. Yeah. Wow.
G Prime used to be used to watch the show. I can't remember the last time I saw him, but he was always around, and he was always a really good guy in chat and stuff. And I'm sorry to hear. I know we did this on Lords of the Night, but I wanted to do it personally myself. I'm so sorry for your loss, Kefki. G Prime, he was a big supporter, and I love my supporters, and I'm sorry that it happened, and I hope he rests in peace. I really do.
Yeah, man. Godspeed to you. Jesus. Yeah. Well, I hope it wasn't tragically unexpected. You know,
I have literally no information other than that he's passed. So, so it's horrible, man. It's horrible. I don't know if you guys know this. We do pay attention to you, and we do. I mean, you become as much a part of our lives as we are yours. We recognize your names and see, and we might not always call it out and stuff, but yeah, we appreciate you more than you may know.
I know it sounds funny, but that people make fun of, because we were just talking about like Philly D when you'll ask people's opinions and so forth, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, you don't even read it. You couldn't, and even if you were the guy who went through and read it, read through the comments, you would only be getting a sense of it. Quit acting like you care about each person's individual opinion. I'm not saying you need to, but don't say that you do. But it's one of the beauties of having a small channel, like your audience, Monkey, a lot of the people, and there's a lot of crossover people who show up at Noir Bar. It's nice having a small audience that when, like, you know, the door's open for Noir Bar, like, you recognize the people, and if one of them's gone, you're wondering where they're at. And you know, somebody who hasn't been by in a while, you're wondering where they're at. Like Ebony Williams hasn't been by Noir Bar in like 2 weeks, and I noticed. I'm like, shit, where's she been? Like, do you know what I mean? It's nice having a small channel. It really is. It's got a charm to it, you know. It's so well, yeah. I know what you when you have supporters, like and so like when G Prime's there and then not there, it's
And Skep says he died of natural causes. I just hope it was quick and painless, man. But yeah, sorry for your loss, Kefki. And it's our loss, not as directly, but yeah, as you said, Godspeed. And with that, guys, we're gonna wrap up. I'd like to end on a sad note, Polly.
It's an affirming note.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I really do appreciate that you guys show up no matter when I start doing this shit. I don't know why you listen to me, but I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are so very generous. And Jaeger Pony, dear God, thank you, sir. That was very, very kind of you. Polly, anything you want to show?
Yeah, I will just put up the link to my channel. Avoid that Onision stream that we did. It was intended as a shit posting stream. We came up with it on the fly. Far and I were sitting there talking in Discord, and I said, hey, you want to do a shit posting stream making fun of Onision's book? Because we were reading the first like page of it. It was so bad that it's like, yeah, fuck it, let's just take it live. That's the first and probably only Onision stream I'll ever do. And it really wasn't about him. It was just about just how bad his writing is and his inability to accept advice. That's what's famous about it. He didn't need an editor. He didn't need any outside advice. Hadn't read a book in 14 years and thought he could write one on the fly and, you know, witness the results. But there's actually good material over on my channel, namely Noir Bar. And tomorrow we have a comic book curation coming up with Jack Inquisitor and myself talking about everything in and around comic books. It's going to be fun.
Skeptalk says, careful, Polly. Onision streams are addicting. Well, there's a lot of content with Onision. The thing you have to be careful with is that he's a salty little bitch. So he goes and watches anything that people talk about him. So
yeah, that stream's already whatchamacallit, unlisted. So I mean, if you're not a subscriber, you're you're not even going to know that it happened. And that's what it was meant for. Like I said, it was a shitposty little fun stream for people that are already subscribers to my channel to check out and laugh along with Far and I as we read through it.
P-Dog says, why are most of the top 10 Twitter trends in foreign languages right now? I was having that problem 2 days ago. If you actually go to the, where it says show more, and then you can go see even more, it should go back to normal for you. Or it did for me. Let's see. Tonight we're on Scribe Light's channel at 9 p.m. Eastern for Lords of the Night. We'll be covering the election, I'm sure, because, well, sorry. I keep saying election. This is not an election. This is a primary. And your voice doesn't actually matter, but still go tell them what you think. Get out there and vote. It's true. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and hanging out. Polly, thank you for joining me. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good day, everyone. Thank you for the donations.